But I'm not scared of being the competition any more than you were when you lined up across from a superior team. Yeah, on paper, they're a better team.
Right.
They have all the assets and resources and we don't. But let us get on the line, boy, and see if that factors in. I guarantee you it won't.
Wow.
Keep it going. Some pillage in the blowing. Hold it down for the Bay, reppin' Oakland.
It's all a fugazi.
And you know the difference between me reading your papers now and me reading your papers 10 years ago is that now I know when I read it. 10 years ago, I didn't know when I read it.
There's no matter. It's not on the elemental chart. It's not fucking real. Right? All right?
It didn't happen. It didn't happen. And I hate to seem like a petty individual for picking apart lies.
Carrying a school bag on stage. What are you doing with a school bag on stage? You can't even read.
No, you ain't the champ. Hey, listen, don't make me embarrass you. I don't want to embarrass you. How you gonna do that? Embarrassing. How you gonna do the champ? You go fight more than 4,000 people live. 20 people in training.
40 years old carrying a school bag. The man doesn't even fucking read.
And Dad tried to teach me of my brothers. Never try to be better than someone else. Always learn from others. And never cease trying to be the best you could be. That's under your control. I coined my own definition of success, which is peace of mind, attained only through self-satisfaction in knowing you made the effort to do the best of which you're capable.
What do you both think about fear?
I'm not in this world to live up to your expectations. I'm here to live up to mine.
He who is not courageous enough to take risks will accomplish nothing in life.
Fear is a teacher.
And I don't skip class.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Nothing. Me? Just hanging around.
Hey now, say now. Hey now, say now. Hey now, say now.
Hey now. Hey now to you. Yeah. Hey now. Hey now. Hey now.
Did I just nail the grail?
You just hit the grail.
Did I just nail the grail? Hey now, say now. Hey now, say now.
Let's have fun. 2 nights of fun. We're back. We're back. Good to see a lot of you in the chat. We are back. Miggy, Frank, Blue Red Master looks like he just called in, but it says device not connected. So maybe we'll get a Blue Red Master sighting tonight. As of right now, I can't throw you on. Kenny F. Empowers, Grail Hunter, Foul Ball, welcome. We'll let the room fill up. But yeah, we got a show. I have plenty of show. We're going to start with the whole Logan Paul, Ken Golden's back on, King of Collectibles. The King is back. All hail the King. So we're going to start with Ken Golden and Logan Paul. And then Filth Bomb has a story that broke today with Casey's cards. So, and I have to do this all in a half hour because we got Jags from Blez Breaks calling in at 5:30, 8:30, depending where you live. Brian Gray is supposed to call in at 6 tonight, my time. So it's a pretty full show, and I have not been live for a couple weeks now where we skipped a week. So and there's just a lot that hit me, and I feel a little bad because a lot that what came through my way has to do with breakers, which has been a while since we've gone for breakers, but no lighting on tonight. But anyways, I feel like I have to get to a lot quickly. So let me try to take a next minute just to break it down. We're doing bingo cards. So call in the voicemail and let's throw your bingo cards. Blue Red Masters here. I just got to get through some things first. It's so busy. Let me throw you up in a few minutes. Let me give you 702-483-7344. Make your predictions for 2026. We'll add them to the bingo card. January guests, we got Trite coming on, Chris Sewell, Dan the Cardman, Jeremy Lee, Michael Ham, SCV, Greg Midlife Cards, Mike Junkwax, Zero Collector, Charles AIH, Not Sports Cards, Geo Neo, maybe Geo Neo, I don't know, it rhymes, that's fun, Ziggy, Rhonda. So January we're booking, it's looking good. All right, so we start here with this is a worthwhile story and to talk about. And you called me out for getting loaded boxes. I saw that. I got you right. I got you somewhere. No, I'm calling you out. What are you doing buying a $1,500 box? Maybe for the content, maybe for the channel. Love you, bro. What are you doing opening a fucking $1,500 box of that garbage? we'll get into that. If I purchase, okay, basically there's this company that Logan Paul started with. They bought this card, supposed to have fractional ownership, liquid marketplace here. Rattle Pokemon says he's gonna, is this where I see he says he's gonna file a police report? Yes. If I purchase scam fractional shares of this Logan Paul Illustrator, I'd be filing a police report. Oh, not, he's not, maybe he's saying he's not going to, but he said if you did purchase, you should be. And so this is a card that he bought for $5 million. He's now going to sell with Ken Golden, arguably over $7 million. This card's going to sell for. And you know, whenever Logan Paul's involved, you have to, your antenna has to go up. Your red flag has to go up. And Ken Golden just at the hip with him right now. But all right, let's take a look at this. I have a few more. The guy that's going to explain it best, and it's worth watching. I really thought it was, even though I only have this 30-minute window, and Blue Red Master is still here. I got to throw him up. He's been a long time follower, not normally here. So I'm interested. No camera, but I know the name well enough that we don't have an Uncle Darnell situation.
Write your check right now for $2.5 million. Your deal? Candidly, you guys aren't the only auction place. I want to do the...
It's all scripted. Just like, I mean, Pawn Stars was scripted and it did fine, but I mean, were they making these $5 million deals that everyone's now drooling over?
biggest Pokemon and TCG auction ever. I will give you a piece of every single thing that we sell in that auction. We'll make that lot number one. So if I have a $25 million auction and you're getting a piece of it, it's like a royalty, right? I mean, you know, it's free money. I'd love to do business with you. I'm just saying, I think the deal needs to be sweet.
I'm like trying to think, is this the first time? Well, as I'm watching, I was like, is this the first time they've had this big business deal, this huge business deal? This is the first time on camera, on the spotlight, that they're talking about these huge numbers, huge deal. And then, you know, Golden played it off a little better. As soon as I saw Logan Paul's little smirk and reaction, it's like, oh yeah, this is acting.
That's all I'm saying. Okay, since I know that you like want cash now, what if you can walk out of here with a check for $1.5 million? Okay.
Hold on. It's not a big, okay, here we go. Let's do it. I was just thinking to myself, it's been a while since we've had a bigger room. I've been on the go in, and I only have 30 minutes here. Well, now I've got 22 minutes, but it's been a while since I got to chew, go at a viewer. So let's see. What is your sour conspiracy of the day? You ever think about doing original content instead of the same thing as the other 30 sports card conspiracy guys that posted today? Wow, 73 watching. Well, first of all, I've been live 8 minutes, so suck it, Gio. And I don't know why that came out, but sure. And screw off. I don't know what to tell you. If you don't like, why are you here? Dmitry Danovich for life. I mean, I'm having fun. We're having fun. Yes, Ken Golden and this guy, it's not a conspiracy. I mean, it is what's going on is they want to sell you this. Oh, did I not bring it up? I didn't put it up. God damn it. They want to sell you this card that, people are having. Now they're saying it's a $15 million fraud, and it doesn't get talked about in sports cards. Yeah, it gets talked about in Pokemon, but the one thing I want to almost call out some of these other creators for is, my goodness, why are we it's just, you see so much more of the BS in the Pokemon, and they're just talking about it. It's just not something. I love Scotty B, love Trike, like Neil. Neil does a little more, but why are we not? I mean, it's ludicrous. And yes, it's the 30th anniversary of Pokemon. Ken Golden just had his show come out. Oh, how convenient all this is going to take place right now. Haven't people been fooled enough by Logan Paul?
Me walking out of here with essentially would be an advance, yes, is appetizing. This particular piece means a lot to me. The 1.5 is nice, but we know his card's going to sell. Of course, it's going to go for more. Yes. So it may need to be a little higher. What would make you happy walking out of here late with today, right now?
May need to be a little higher. All right, that's about all I could stomach of that.
Ken's, you're actually crazy, which I love.
I know you do.
Because I wouldn't expect it. Like upon first, I didn't know you were that crazy.
Oh yeah,
our scene was. I was shocked.
Yeah, and
they were all there to open up. So Opossum Bud does the best job of explaining it. He does such an eloquent job in these 5 minutes. It's worth me playing, and I want to, but they're everywhere. Bloomberg, Fox, wherever the hell they can get, they're calling it. They have the same spiel they've been fed. I think, Ken's in Logan said it's the same spiel. He said, and anything that's grown that much more than the stock market or that much more than gold and silver, which at these crazy prices, shouldn't your mind be thinking, oh, that's not normal. That doesn't sound, that seems a little penny stocks of the 80s. That's really weird. I don't know. It's kind of funny, but there they are. Now they're going to go again, more vertical integration, because tonight on eBay Live, December 30th, unless you don't want to go check out collectibles, golden, maybe it'll have the golden touch for you. Every other breaker seems to have the golden touch right now. Something you won't see on another channel, fucking Demetriar, is people talk, why do we let this stand? This guy is just what Kurt Card Care, just, he continues to do. This is a 1948 Babe Ruth that he bought in a 2 and thought, ooh, I could work on it and make it a little cleaner and bump it up to a 3. Where is the integrity? Where's the people that are not doing that? You're just scared. This is the way, and he's doing it with everything. I forget. I don't think I put it up another modern card now, but look at I'm going to be all over the place. I don't want to be all over the place, so let's not do that, but let's give some teases. This is a filth bomb tease. This is kind of a big one. Casey Cards is a girl that does cards. She says she doesn't work for filth bombs. Well, she accidentally, or whoever's posting to these, maybe this is a plant account. I don't know what it is. I know nothing, but she posted it here first. A few hours after pulling the Mike Piazza Superfractor Auto, we pulled. Now, this gets twisted because she has been buying into the breaks. She's won several big things on the site, and she's always claimed that she's not affiliated to Filth Bombs, where here, clearly, this is the same post that was meant for Filth Bombs, accidentally just posted on her account first, or this account first, and she's getting tore up on Twitter. This is Reddit. Amazing how much luck these guys have in their boxes. So this is another story I'd like to cover. I know I'm all over the place right now, but just, I guess, teases of what I want to get into. Filth Bomb. Then you have Blez Breaks, and we'll have Jags on later. Blez Breaks pulls this is If Sports Cards. This is 1 day ago. He pulled a Cooper Flag out of 10 autograph at the PSA headquarters. I mean, let me just go walk it over to PSA now. I mean, it's kind of funny, man. And it's not just, there's a lot of these breakers. Here's Swish Breaks pulled. There's only 2 of these LeBrons. Topps only made 2 of these LeBron James autos, and Swish Breaks pulled both. Again, that's kind of odd and funny. There's Neo. I made 1,500 disappear. I made my parents disappear. Maybe that's great. All right. My family. Maybe it's my family. The hobby score. All right. So those are the big stories I want to get to. We got Jags coming on at 5:30, 8:30, depending your time. Brian Gray, 6 to 9. Neil, you got smoked. That sucks. It's a lot of money. It's just so much money to put to, it's just a lot of money to put to a box. Maybe it's fun. It's content. It's a lot of money. You could have bought a very nice $1,500 card for that. Shame. Let's not do it. Thank you to CIA and Card Ladder for sponsoring the video. I'm going to have my first official promo code for Card Ladder coming out. Can you believe that? So anyways, back to this story, because it's just well worth it. And Opossum does such a great job on it. And Dimitrov, we now have 101. So, why don't you talk some more trash? Why don't you here to be talking more trash? Miggy, good to see you. Grail Hunter. We got Chris. I don't know about all you social media people. That's one epic D-bag. And who else? We got Collector Charles here, the Ore King. There's some fallen soldiers. What was his name? I haven't seen Astro Worm in a while. Boston. What's his name? Not Boston. Bargain Boxer. Hope they're doing well. All right. This is worth watching. We only have so much. We have 15 minutes.
Gets out here in a second. But people that don't know, people that weren't here during that time frame, say the pandemic happened, right? The pandemic happened in 2020. Say another pandemic happened on our actual collectibles hobby. And there was Logan Paul and a bunch of influencers that came in with money and essentially made the Pokemon hobby what it is today, where it is very money-centric and completely deprived of collectability for the masses of people. Like, if you look at the popular content, You look at everybody and what they are generally talking about when it comes to Pokemon. When you're talking about,
by the way, preach. I mean, if you're here, this is the kind of stuff he just goes off on how, you know, it did all change. It's all, most of these people making content, or almost all of them, are, you know, it's involved in a business. It's cash signs, you know, it's not the love of the collecting of the opening. And now it's same shit happened in One Piece, but I'm so all over the place. My apologies. But One Piece, it was $150 a box. These boxes are now 600, 700. And now, you know, let's add it. I'm not going to do that.
Adults that are making content and popping off, it's about money. It's about the financial aspect of it. It's about it being a long-term hold collectible, outperforming any kind of stock market or any kind of other asset people are holding. And it's just clearing it. It's making it just impossible for anyone to ignore the financial aspect of Pokemon. And that's the dominant fucking content that exists with that. Whether you like it, whether you don't.
And it's again, whether you like it, whether you don't, it's the same mirror in sports cards. Same thing with sport. 100%. This could be interchanged from Pokemon to sports card content.
I don't care. Logan Paul, with his box break in 2020, was the catalyst that essentially kickstarted that. Yes, there was money talk before. Yes, there was influencers and people collecting Pokemon for investment before. That was the big one. That was the one that made that shit mainstream as fuck. And anybody who disagrees with that, you're delusional. I'm sorry. But that is not what I'm talking about. That's not the actual aspect of it. I'm just doing a reality check, an actual just a temperature check for people in this space, right? Whenever this guy tries to come back in, and I'll explain why he's trying to come back here in a second.
And again, who's been his little tag team partner the past 6 months? Ken Golden. They pull the Larry Bird and Magic Johnson card and act as if, I mean, Ken Golden is 60. He's been in the hobby 40-something years. He made sure I knew it. And you know what? He knew damn straight that they were going to pull him to react like that. Now I could pay for my wedding. Are you kidding me? In a PSA 9, it's 15 grand. I mean, you guys shit 15 grand, just one meal. You know, I mean, it's nothing. And a PSA 10, if it got a PSA 10, I assume we would have all heard. I've been curious since then. What did that card do? And now again, Logan Paul, Ken Golden, you know, is getting them out to King of Collectibles. Hey, let's sell this card now. It's the 30th anniversary. Big eyeballs, big money.
Second, we're all on the same page, right? All of us money bros, collectors and investors, people that play the TCG, all of us, right? We can all put our differences aside for a second. We're all under the same impression that we're shunning this guy, right?
Not Mr. Golden.
We're not letting this guy be a part of major events. We're not letting this guy be a part of the hobby or represent it for the mass majority of us. And we're not associating with him whenever he decides to come in and try to buy our respect once again with whatever he tries to do, which I fully believe he's going to do. So why is Logan Paul circulating? Why is he somebody that's being talked about once again?
I was going to get into the scam part of this right now, or how he tokenized the card and people bought the tokens for the card, and now the card is going to sell, and those people are probably not going to get paid out. And that sounds awfully familiar to CryptoZoo. It sounds awfully familiar to some of these other. How many times can Logan Paul get wrapped up in the same thing? And I've watched, you know, Logan Paul's always blaming the other guy, blaming the next guy. He was G.I. Joe, you know, who's sitting there at that sipping champagne with them? Shine 150. You know, so anyways, shit's.
And there was an announcement where his Illustrator Pikachu, the PSA 10, the $5.3 million card, is going to be auctioned off in February of 2026, according to Logan Paul, him talking to people. Now, this particular card is very interesting because a few years back, this particular card that was purchased by Logan Paul was tied up in a company called Liquid Marketplace. If you don't know what Liquid Marketplace is, essentially imagine taking one of your cards. You have a card that's worth like $3 or $4 grand, right? You take the card, you hold it in your hand. You fucking put it in this company called Liquid Marketplace. They hold on to it. They essentially make a bunch of digital blockchain tokens. They have them up for purchase, and they are assigned to this asset. You can purchase part of those tokens. You can purchase a specific amount, and voila, in theory, these tokens assigned to said item, you now partially own the item. The Illustrator Pikachu that Logan Paul always shows off was one of these items. It was
I heard him say $75,000 out of Logan Paul's mouth. At least you never know what that means, but 75 grand for this outside case of the card.
Main item. It was the advertisement item for Logan Paul's company, Liquid Marketplace. Yes, he says a lot of things, but he is listed as a co-founder
Whoa,
of
hey
this
now,
actual establishment, of this actual company that had something to do with this.
I am so stoked to announce the launch of Liquid Marketplace, a platform where collectors can buy and sell fractions of rare collectibles via tokens on the blockchain. As a co-founder of Liquid Marketplace,
Now, selling of this card is very interesting because there are many users that were on Liquid Marketplace that purchased said tokens that followed suit and didn't listen to anybody that was skeptical about this. Lots of people were skeptical. Rattle was one of them. My big thing I did about my skepticism is I actually looked at the terms of service. I read through it, and I went through and just do mass buyouts of said tokens and just be done with the whole thing and just pay you out money, whether it goes up or whether it goes down. One of those things, right? And it turned out that a lot of people were correct in their skepticism. Lots of things happened with that. There was a super sketchy box break, all the like, right? Logan Paul put out a statement about this where people are still waiting on their money and not getting paid out, and people that are questioning this card actually being up for auction in February, claiming he bought this in 2024, didn't have anything to do with the actual scrutiny of the company.
So Logan Paul is saying has nothing to do with it. I'm on a time, we got Jags coming in, Kevin, but basically this is what's happening with the card. It's being sold on golden auctions. Who the hell knows what's going to happen with it? Logan, says it has nothing to do with this, different card, he has not, doesn't know anything about this. And who the hell knows? But here they are. Anything can really become a collectible. Oh boy. Oh boy, Papa Golden, Logan Paul. Hey, Papa. Hey, Papa.
Both of you here in studio, of course, the kickoff to season 3 of the Golden.
And if you haven't noticed, you've seen him on Fox, you've seen him other places. Someone asked in the chat, what do you think about this? Is a big story. I mean, can we get again, it's on and on Twitter, she's just getting roasted. Most of us knew you were nothing more than a piece of garbage troll. I mean, that's rough. To be honest, this is a nice one. To be honest, even if Casey Cards works for Topps, her content is still good. She keeps me updated with the cards people hit. Basically, she always said she was not affiliated. From what I gather from what I've gathered and read, she's not affiliated with Filth Bombs. That's always been her thing. Even though she participates in some of the breaks, she's won some bigger items. She's always said, the affiliation, there's no work relationship there, even though this kind of shows otherwise that people are wait a second, the first post was by Casey, definitely an organic account and totally not a made-up company. Plant Cards. This guy's wanted to make sure we read he's talking, we need more pretty good. This guy is being nice, works for Topps, her content is still good, she keeps me updated with cards, but we really know why he's being kind to her. We need more pretty girls in the hobby, to be honest. I don't know why she's getting a lot of hate. Well, because it's being dishonest, and if they're going to be dishonest there, you have to wonder where else it's being dishonest. Casey Cards is and always be a fraud. So, I mean, there's some stuff up that she's getting some hate there. This is Casey Cards here, holding 40 racks. She hasn't posted on this account since August 1st. Is that how that works? No, December 29th, a giveaway. Seeing so that's just her pinned. Yeah, pinned. All right, holding 40 racks. Livy Dunn. Anyways, this guy, I really don't participate in card breaks anymore just because, honestly, I didn't love it anymore. But that said, it doesn't mean I still don't love the hobby as a whole. Organizations like Filth Bombs are absolutely ruining the hobby. And I'm not talking about bulk buying or the act of breaking itself. They are ruining it by not being transparent, openly scamming their end users and scamming breaks by loading spots and then get bought by employed individuals or so-called influencers who end up being employed. And he points to a sports card radio article done by Liz Regan, 6 1-of-1s in days, Filth Bombs unprecedented Chrome update run. We did a video on this, and they go into the kind of the backstory on Filth Bombs and they were temporarily banned by PayPal, and customer claiming they sold over $20,000 in of their cards from breaks without them knowing. So yeah, it's another side on that scale. It's another weight. It's another notch on the side of we see a fraction. Again, it's the internet. It's video. It's when you turn on the camera, it's what you post. It's not what really always is the conversation behind the scenes or what's being talked about. And making money on sports cards is just not easy. Damn, the Blue Red Masters here, Collector's Charles here. I need to throw them up real quick, even though I have way more to say, and we got Jags coming on. Let's throw Blue Red Master. Please don't be Uncle Darnell. You've been waiting a long time. Collector Charles, how you guys doing?
Hey, what's up?
How's it going?
Hey, thanks for waiting so long, Blue Red Master. What's your first name?
My first name, Travis.
Travis, bro. You've been following for a while. What made you call in?
Oh, so you know Con Knipple?
Oh, yeah.
I bought a complete rainbow of Topps basketball, a hollow foil.
How much? What'd you spend?
$900, but I bought it super early for $169, which is the gold. And then I bought the orange for about $300.
How much are you in total, you think? Couple grand, it sounds like?
Not much. It actually costed me around $900 for the complete rainbow.
Okay, and what's it worth now?
I think it might be worth more than that because he's been performing really well, and that's why I bought it. I knew he was going to have this great season.
Now he played great in college. You could tell. I mean, I didn't know if it would translate, but he looked great. Anyways, congrats on the purchase. That seems like a good purchase.
Yeah, despite the injury, I still believe in Con Knipple.
And what a name. Come on, bro.
And also, one more thing. You know Cedric Coward?
Cedric Coward.
He's another player that I'm interested in as well.
Rookie
and
for
I bought
who?
another
Memphis
Memphis Grizzlies.
Hey, so you're buying modern basketball. You buy
Yes,
singles? Are you like Charles here and buy into breaks?
I don't really care. He can do what he wants.
No, for sure. Now, Charles, we got to go to Charles because I
Right.
just did all this breaking stuff, and Charles is kind of in that scene more. So, Charles, go ahead.
Yeah, breaks are bad, dude. Like, don't do it. Just seriously, you're wasting your money. Buy
Hey
the
now.
singles.
Oh yeah,
Don't do
I
it.
have broken before. I have done breaks before, but let me tell you, I uninstalled Whatnot, and it's been wonders for me.
Whatnot is the worst. Whatnot will literally break your mom and dad's bank account. It will.
Yep, that's why I stopped doing Whatnot, and I just been buying singles on eBay, and I've just been having
That's
fun
the
with
way.
that.
There you go. Hey now.
And Charles, I mean, 3 months ago, you were sounding like, I bought into breaks, and now you're kind of like, no, I'm kind of over the breaks.
After about the second or third time of getting busted, I'm like, you know what? Probably should invest my money a little bit wiser. Maybe just buy the singles I want instead of chasing, which is what everybody wants. And there's so much on this filth bomb stuff. It's so much more than Casey's cards.
I'm
It's so
sure.
much
Come
more.
on.
It's so
gotta
much
be.
more. It's just ridiculous. Like Topps Chrome Cosmic, okay? So they have these things called lunar boxes. Approximately 1 out of every 37 cases, you're supposed to pull a lunar box. Would you like to guess how many Filth Bomb pulled? 3.
And what's the how often are you supposed to pull it?
1 in 37 cases.
Okay.
They're not breaking 37 cases of this product. And they pulled 3 of those lunar boxes, which have loaded
Or
cards
in that
them.
time span. I mean, they'd have to break 37 cases that quickly. Good for them.
Right. I mean, they don't. They get allocated those boxes by Fanatics Live so they can break their product and promote it. It's as simple as that. And they're not even hiding it. It's almost like they want to be caught. Either they're this stupid or they know someone that knows someone and they can just get away with it. I'm not sure what it is, but it's ridiculous. And even now, I think Cards HQ is getting into it now because they open like 8 cases and they got 2 of those lunar boxes back to back out of the cases. So
what do you think's going on?
It's allocation from Fanatics Live to promote their stuff. It's as simple as that. They know Cards HQ is a mainstream thing and
marketing boxes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's marketing boxes just to get hype going. Hey, look at this, look at this, look at this.
Did you see the Blaze pull at the PSA headquarters or no?
Yeah,
Let's
I saw
walk
that
this
too.
real quick.
And he's got a digital repack too going on. So
A black auto of Cooper flag for Carroll.
Watch that be like a $600 card by the end of the season.
Oh, right. I know. The Whispers, why it sounds so disingenuous. just desensitized to it all.
And then a black auto of Cooper flag for Carroll. No way. 10 of 10 on card auto. Charles, how you doing, bro?
Oh my gosh, look how cool this
I
card
know,
is.
it's fucked up. And you know what sucks is that I do have Jags coming out. He's nice enough, and it's like I didn't know all this breaker stuff was gonna come out today, or in the recent days. But yeah,
It's
anything you guys
ridiculous.
want to talk about before? I think he's gonna call in here in a minute. But anything you want to throw out before?
Let's just talk a little bit more about Cedric Coward, because I feel like he could be the first out of the 5 top rookies to get a ring before everybody else.
With Memphis?
Yes, because if you look at what they're doing, Memphis is a really good drafting team, and if you want to know why they did the Desmond Bain trade.
Oh wait, were you the one in the comments pumping up that other basketball player that didn't end up panning out for the Wizards?
That's because
What's his name? Why
I
can't I think of
realized
his
what
name?
I did was stupid, and I'm not doing that anymore. I've learned from my mistakes.
Wait,
But,
what was his name?
Cam Whitmore.
Oh, thank you. All right, yeah, okay. No, I like Knipple. I'm not quite sure about Cedric Coward. Guys, thank you for calling in. I'm going to throw on Jags, but thank you both. We'll talk soon. Keep calling in.
See Cedric Coward winning a ring before Khan, Flag, and all those other guys, despite me being super high on Khan.
All right, we'll keep a watch. I'm going to keep a watch. Hey, have a good day. Thanks for calling, Travis. Yep. All right, we got the man himself, Jags. Kevin, how you doing?
What's going on, Professor? How are you?
I'm doing well. Let me throw up. I have some questions that are easier
Perfect.
just to base off. How's your Christmas and holiday?
It's going all right. It's going all right. How about you guys?
I'm doing well. Where are you based out of?
I'm in Las Vegas.
Oh no. Well,
Yeah.
hey. Hey now.
Yeah, I'm not far from you, I don't think.
Okay. Okay.
I could have swung by for this,
Maybe in the future. Who knows? You would consider yourself the main breaker for Blez? I see you more than others.
Yeah. I mean, I'm on the most. I'm on the main channel the most, so I'm on there the most. Yeah, so I consider the main. Obviously, Scott owns it. Blez, who he just showed pulling that card, the 10. You make fun of him for whispering, and then you make fun of him for screaming. So I don't know. I don't know what people want breakers to do anymore. Honestly,
You gotta have fun. Okay, so quickly, I don't know your backstory. I know you rip a lot right now. I'm a lot more than many. But what is your backstory in sports cards?
I mean, I don't have one. I was buying with Blez probably 6-7 years ago. When the hobby boomed again during the COVID years. Then I moved out here about 4 years ago, and then Backer came by my house, said, "Hey, you want to come help case and sleeve? Just something to get out of the house with, because I like sports cards, And that's it. I just went there and started, opening cards. And I love it. That's it.
If you have questions for Kevin or Jags, Frank will make sure to star him. Frank's doing comments. And anyways, we could ask some questions.
Yeah, I'm actually on my phone. I was trying to go look so I can see the chat, so I can interact with the chat, but I don't see it. So I just let you relay stuff onto me if need be.
Okay. All right. I came on to your live a couple years ago during the Wemby thing, and that's the first time we ever chatted. And now this kind of same thing happens with Filth Bomb. So I don't know. Is it your honest take? What's going on here?
I mean, I feel like it's just volume. I mean, you got to go. Nobody points out when people don't pull anything when they open up 30, 40, 50, 60 cases, right? We pulled one debut patch, and we've opened up a ton of Bless, I think we opened up one on our whatnot or two on our what. We haven't pulled many either on ours. So now they decided Filth Bomb's the one getting the loaded cases. I don't think that's how it works. I think it's just.
But if you guys only pulling one or two, isn't that probably the more normal? And also, the other thing I'd say is it happens so fast. I can understand it. Okay, fine, but all bang bang, but just like your Wemby's, it happened in a few days. It's just crazy. That's something.
Well, did it or no? Because I mean, I watched the social media and it looked like it was back-to-back cases. Maybe I couldn't tell. I mean, sometimes they want to. You got to think these people want to put on their social media where it appears optically like they're hitting these back-to-back cases because they want people to come by with them. So I don't know if it's back-to-back cases, back-to-back days. I don't know
it was
how many.
The same day. I also thought cases because I did some research, and then it's hard to know if it's in a few boxes, or if it seems more to be cases. But
I couldn't tell. It sounded like he said pulling like back-to-back boxes when I first watched it, and then I'm like, oh, maybe back-to-back cases. I'm like, it definitely seemed crazy to me. I mean, it's one of those anomalies. I think you look at all the breakers now. Everyone's pulling all of these cards, and all of a sudden, somebody gets a nice run of a couple big cards in a row, and we want to attack them like, oh, it's planted and this, that, and the other. I don't get why we always got to look at it negatively, right?
Just,
why can't
it's just odd. I mean, it just it makes you. It doesn't have to be. It just makes you speculate when it's done like that.
I mean, I see it. I'm like, oh, that's crazy, because I mean, I pull cards. I pull cards daily. I go 2-3 days in a row without pulling massive cards, and then I'll have a run where I'll pull 2 big cards in a row. We've only hit like 1 superfractor out of Topps Chrome. We've opened up so many cases. I think we feel like 2. One was out of like Mega. So I mean, if you're looking at odds, how come we don't just? Why don't you watch Blez for 3 days in a row and watch me open up Topps Chrome and do the numbers and be like, wow, those cases really suck those 3 days. We only talk about when somebody pulls nice cards a couple of days in a row. We kind of like to attack the breakers for whatever reason. I don't know why. I don't get it. It's like,
it's just odd that there's so few of those and it comes to the same. Hey, first of all, thank you for having the conversation. That's awesome.
Of course.
You're willing to have it. And it makes you wonder, like, man, that especially when it's hit that. Okay, fine, we rip a lot, but it's going to take you a long time to get through 50 cases, 100 cases. I don't really. By the way, a question I have for you: how many? You said you ripped a lot of the Topps Chrome cases. Just for a frame of reference, what is that 50 cases? Do you think a ballpark number?
More than that. I mean, I probably ripped like 8 yesterday. So I mean, we probably ripped well over 100 cases. So I mean, we rip a lot. We rip a lot.
When someone gets 3 in a day and you ripped 100, it makes you fucking like, man, that's weird. That's odd, especially on release day.
Well, we always talk about that's a good pallet, and there's no rhyme or reason to it, right? We'll get a shipment in or whatever from whatever distributor, after we run out of it, we buy just like everybody else. So we'll get it from whatever, we'll get a bunch of cases and all of a sudden, it'll be like a couple nice golds in a row, or maybe a couple flag autos. Like, oh, this is a good algorithm, or this is a good palette, and like, there's really no rhyme or reason. It doesn't really make sense. It's just like anybody. We're just speculating like, oh, this must be a good run. Maybe they packed a few good cards in certain areas whenever they ship them out. I don't think they do that on purpose. It's supposed to be, random, but maybe that just a few cards got put in that random shipment that was shipped to Filth Bomb, I mean, that's all I can think of. Cause I really don't, of course I'm naive to the stuff, I'm older, so I like to believe the good in the people. So I like to hope there's nothing nefarious going on, but I'm not going to
know the people. You're in it, so it's hard that you're rooting for people.
I'm actually not like, as far as like I'm in it. Yeah. I'm just a card facilitator. I just open up cards. I'm a pack facilitator for the people, right? I open up the cards, show you the cards. I have nothing to do with buying, selling, doing any of that stuff with Blez, right? But I know enough in depth to know that everything is on the up and up, right? Like there's nothing nefarious. So
my take with what Fanatics could do, and this has been for a long time. Started me speculating with Pac-Man, the YouTuber, a few years back. It's like it's just perfect marketing, and it's free PR. So whether you guys are in on it or not, it's great for Fanatics to get eyeballs on the biggest cards, and now people are excited, and it's just a free marketing tool. That would be the best argument from my side, I guess, or how
let me ask you this then. So why Filth Bombs out of nowhere? Why then? Any idea?
It seems to be different. Pac-Man just hit a $26,000. Why you could say, why does Blez hit the out of 10 at PSA? I mean, that's crazy. How rare it is to hit. And you could say you guys opened a lot, so maybe it's not as rare as I think, but.
No, I don't think that. I don't think, to be honest with you, our PSA cases were really that great. The cases I opened up the last 2 nights,
but the one at PSA, it will happen to be.
It was just 1 to 10. I mean, but that's just the video you guys see. You guys don't see the other 15 that were like kind of dust. Like you don't see those. You see one flag, and it's not even the true flag to 10. It's a flag with the top certified whatever. It's a 10. It's like, yeah, it's a big card. I'm not trying to say it isn't a big card, but every flag right now is a big card. So when we pull the flags and we post a social media video, oh, of course, Blez hit it again. Of course, a breaker. Like everyone attacks. It's like, we're just facilitating the packs. We don't get nothing for that. Like the better we hit, The more we post all the big hits on social media, the better it is for the brand, right? Just like Filth Bomb, just like Hitman, just like Run Good. When they hit a big card, they post it. You know, Hitman hit a lot of massive cards lately, right? You know, he only streams a couple of times a week. Well, if you look, he's hit a couple massive cards lately. Everyone wants to run the odds, and it's like, oh, how come we get all these cards only open up 20 cases? Like, it just is what it is to me. I mean, I don't think there's anything crazy going on. I don't know why all the influencers like to attack breakers, you know, like
the math doesn't math. It's not okay. Maybe it's not fair to attack the breaker, and maybe if anything, it'd be fanatics, and we just assume some of these people are in on it. Like Jeff Wilson went on with Jim Rome, they hit for Arena Club, and they had a $30,000 Michael Jordan, the rarest odds in the world, to happen to hit it right then. So maybe Jeff Wilson doesn't know, but it sure seems like Arena Club did something funny. It just it's too perfect.
Yeah, that sounds interesting, right? Like when someone opens up for social media, but how many takes did that take? Was that live
on Jim Rome?
Okay, see, I didn't. Oh, damn, that's crazy. I didn't even see that. Shows you how much I pay attention to stuff,
This
right?
was 6-7 months ago, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
I have a question for you because I don't. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was going to ramble on about something. Go ahead.
It'd have been fun. I should have. Okay, I watch not a lot. I see the breakers and more like Blaze. At this point, it's even Pac-Man is sometimes. He's kind of mundane when he gets a big. He acts. My take is like he's a gambling guy. Just watch his reaction and tell me as a breaker, he reacts pretty genuinely excited here. Let's just watch.
He was opening 2025, 26 top.
He gets X.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Black flag on him.
Okay, okay. Let's see.
It just feels like that's like, I don't know. Is that happy for his guy?
Flag.
Good for him if he is, but it just seemed like he was invested. It felt like a little bit there.
Yeah, I mean, every breaker has their own way. I could say he may have saw that card peeking out the back and knew what it was, and he set up his own reaction. Who's to say he didn't do that?
No, the reaction just felt like when you win I don't win $20,000 bets, but when you win a big sports bet,
yeah,
I got more of a reaction for him than just hitting a big card. It felt like he got, he would, I don't know. It felt like the same reaction as hitting a big bet.
Yeah, but so do you like that or do you not like that? I mean, that's the confusing thing in the hobby. Do people like when people?
I don't or like. I was shocked. This is not the normal face I see from, even when the Filth Bomb guys did it, it's more like this is some passion. I don't know. I got thrown off by this. This is I just hit a fucking huge bet. He had there was 10 grand in on this for him somehow. I don't know. That's a passionate face right there. There was some passion behind this one.
I would say he's probably just happy for his people because if you were to tune into me more, I hit cards that aren't worth anything, and I get more happy at those cards than the big cards, to be honest with you, because there's nothing in it for the breaker other than the happiness of the community you build with these guys. I go on every day. I go on 5 days a week. I have all these guys. A lot of the concurrents, they'll message me all day. Oh, hey, what's going on? They become like part of your family. It's a community. So when you hit for them, we have a guy who collects the Atlanta Hawks. I hit him a Jalen Johnson, third year Nebula or something. I get really excited over that because I know that means something to him.
Nebulas.
Yeah, I love the Nebulas. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. To be fair, I opened up probably more choice in this world than any other breaker or breaking company together combined, probably than anybody. So of course I'm gonna hit most of them. So when it comes to stuff like that, the passion. It's funny because some people I don't really have a reaction when I break. I let the card do talking for itself. I don't need to scream and holler and shake the card and get nuts over it. I show the card, let it do the talking for itself, and then sleeve it up, move on with it. I'm happy for the person, but again, I'm just facilitating it. That card had nothing to do with me. I didn't produce the card. I didn't make the card. I didn't put the card in the pack. I'm happy for the guy, but
right.
Sometimes people need to understand too. Some breakers out there, they're screaming and yelling, and they don't even understand. That guy might have spent $10,000 chasing this card, and it may be like $1,000 card. And sometimes a lot of these breakers don't know how to react to that. They just want to react for the show of the stream. You should feel compassion for somebody. Somebody spends a shitload of money chasing something. You don't get loud when they hit a $500 card. You get what I'm saying? You got to read the room a little bit. Some of these breakers don't. They just scream because they want the social media hype.
So I heard this is an easy question. You don't think there's these loaded boxes?
No, I don't. I don't think there's loaded boxes. I mean, it's for you guys say influencer boxes or something. Could I see that happening? You get with other businesses, somebody taking I don't know. Something's always better when it's a sample, I guess. You know what I mean? Like in other products, I guess, like the sample seems to always be better. So maybe when they take their own box and they do something themselves, maybe. But I mean, when they're sending them out to us, you got to realize too, most of our stuff is secondary. You get your distribution, that's gone within the first day. So maybe that black one was in our distributed cases, but then the other ones are like second waves, third waves, like that has nothing to do with it. Or sometimes we're getting them from other places, you know what I mean? Other distributors. So who knows where they come from? It has nothing to do with Fanatics or back in the day, Panini. So you're saying Panini was doing the same thing, like with those Nebulas?
No, it's good marketing. It's good marketing.
Marketing the breakers is good marketing. If you spread it out to all your breakers that's under your umbrella, of whether the Fanatics or Panini, spread out to all your breakers. You want them all to get marketed good, because you don't want it, which, like you're saying, I see how you're saying it's bouncing around the different breakers, but you want it to be, when you're marketing, you don't want one guy to hit 3 of them.
As long as it's on camera. Yeah, I agree.
As long as it's to a breaker, I suppose, right? So if you get, you don't want one guy getting all of them, because then your other smaller places that you're selling to, they may lose business now, because now Filth Bomb hits all the good cards. Why do you want the small? And now they're going to lose business. So that would make no sense for Fanatics. You'd want it to be spread out. You'd want 3 different big breakers to hit a massive card.
Yeah, but why the fuck did they hit him? Bam, bam, bam. Is that so bad? Collision? It seems weird that it would be. Why the hell?
Coming from someone who hit the Wimby and the Ant-Man, and literally within like 5 days.
I'm crazy.
I'm telling you, like, and those were, those can't. Well, those can't be set up though, because those were old cases.
No, you make a great point there. However,
so there's no way in hell those cases were.
Those were distributed probably from David Snyder. By the way, thank you for the $5. It's also really cool. I was thinking about your hardcore collector, and I thought, oh shit, because I put that video out of him and Gio. Now he's mad at me, so it's really good to see you back. Jags, this is a fun conversation. Let's see.
Oh, I love these conversations. I love just conversations, and positive conversations too. And I think the hobby needs more of it.
Absolutely, and more of your side, my side, coming together and at least talking.
Yeah. Well, one thing I want to say too. One thing is big on my mind, and I see a lot of people so negative.
Here we go.
Negative about breakers, negative about the hobby. Breakers ruin the hobby. That really irks me, right? Because the one guy who just he kind of shit on Blez earlier. I don't know his name. I can't see it now. But then he also made something later. He said a lot of the buyers now are not educated. He said it in a little bit meaner term.
That's true.
But most buyers aren't educated, right? You see all the apps, and the apps are great, right? But that's
such a confusing product. They've made it very confusing.
Yes, and nobody's educating the people. So let's take gold, for example, right? So the golds are the 50 in the Topps products. Well, all our Panini basketball buyers, a lot of them are in Asia and they're in Australia and they're overseas, right? They see golds and they're buying golds and they're spending tons of money for Panini because they're the 10. Well, now people don't educate them, and they're all buying gold spots and overspending on the gold singles. Now gold prices are inflated.
Crazy money.
And they're inflated, and then now they're going to get burnt. And 6 months later, they're going to realize, oh wait, golds are out of 50 now, and then they're going to be out of the hobby. Like no one's educating these guys, saying, hey, look out for this, look out for that, watch out for scammers, watch out for places who break, who do this or who do that. You got to find your right community and get in with it, but get educated as a buyer. That's my biggest thing. So when I'm on, I always try to educate them the best I can. Somebody says, even buying wise, I'm not out to get everyone's dollar. Someone's in there like, oh man, I shouldn't buy this. Okay, I don't let them buy. Like I cut people off all the time, and I don't think other places do that.
Why would you cut them off?
Why? Because they shouldn't be spending their money. If I know a lot of them, you know
them well enough.
You know them well enough that maybe they've been sipping back on a few and they've done it before. And you're like, hey man, like no more. I'll text the guy, hey, relax tonight, dude, relax. Like just you're good. You don't have to take all those spots. And then he'll be like, okay, cool. And the next day's, hey, thanks for cutting me off. He's about to blow a bunch of money. He didn't need to. And to me, there's no need for that. The hobby's longevity. It's not right now. I don't want all.
I want to give you, okay, so I've been in the hobby a long time, and I think 2017, 18, number one, I started to get a little frustrated with overprinting, okay, but that's when I was buying the last, like, modern stuff. And then what happened after COVID, and, I don't want to blame breakers, but it's just facts, is that, people buy into breaks and want that chase, and so it keeps all these boxes just elevated in price to where myself or the average collector, it's hard to just go buy a box now or have fun rip something because the prices are so expensive. That would be one of my bigger gripes. And it's not personal. It's just what happened.
So did the breakers do that, or did the demand after COVID
Chase
do
of
that?
well, now there's a chase thing and everything, and
Well, that's a
and
whole
the
different
breakers are
subject.
being
That's a whole
pushed and
different subject. All the
marketed.
chases, the debut pad, that's a different subject. The fact is, COVID came around, and I was just like everybody else, right? I used to collect cards. They were junk wax era, back when kids can buy cards for like nothing, right? And that was great. Well, now it turned into a grown folks game, right? Because
Even
now,
in 2017, you could still have a ton of fun for cheap
Oh,
in boxes,
of
and
course.
COVID changed it all.
COVID changed it because it gave people a new hobby to get into, and some of it's not even a hobby anymore. We all know that. We shouldn't sugarcoat it.
I'm glad you said that.
It's not a complete hobby. So some people it is a hobby, but a lot of people now getting into this
Ching.
thing is not a hobby anymore to them. They're just in there for the thrill, for the chase, for the big card. That's all they're in there for. That's driving prices up. They're creating some of this demand. They're bringing the money into the game, and they're like, you know what? I just want, and they'll tell you straight up, don't use the word gamble. Well, what are you doing? You're buying a spot, you're hoping to hit a card. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. You're taking a risk. What's a risk? A risk is a gamble. So that's just what you're doing when you're buying in the breaks. And at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with doing stuff like that because you're having fun doing it. But then that drives up the demand for the product, and that drives up the prices. So the guys who are the hobbyists, they at the end of the day are deciding not to buy in. They're blaming everything else,
But okay, so my take would be, because that last year Jaden Daniels or this year Cooper Flag, people are willing to spend a lot of money to chase that one player because they have an expensive card.
Yep.
And so now that just keeps, now the boxes are more expensive because of course people are willing to chase more. It's become a little bit of a gamble. To pivot a little, because I'm always curious about the mystery packs, and I don't think they have a ton of longevity, but do you guys do mystery packs? And if so, do they sell well?
Well, they started they started a Blez online. So like it's the mystery pack. They're selling well. I think they're on 500,000 now. They've sold this year, and we started late
Are
in
they
the year.
digital or are they?
They're digital.
Okay,
They're digital.
All
Yeah,
right. Okay.
yeah. So it's just an online thing, the digital, and that I'm not involved in any of that. But it is the Blez online, and it's pretty cool. I bought the WNBA. I like the Angel Reese, so I'll dabble in some of those. But again, we all know what we're doing, right? I'll buy 10 packs
Some
of
of us
Roper.
know, not everybody. We know.
Well, we need to educate people, not lie to them and act like they're supposed to get something in return.
All right.
We're not
That's
supposed to
right.
get. We're not getting shit in return for all of our money sometimes, right? I spent 1,000 on our Bloods online packs the other day. I got like $150 on cards, but it was just a bad run, right? The next guy joins in and he gets the big chase, That's just the name of the game and what we're doing. And people just need to understand that more. But I want to go back to as far as the breakers elevating the prices. I would say some of the extras, the YouTube breakers, I don't think really elevated it more. I think we just became outlets to you guys buying because they didn't really gouge the margins. Some breakers didn't. Some gouging quite a bit, but for the most part, it's transparent. You can see what you're paying for it, right? So when you go pick your team break and you see that it's priced $12,000, the case costs $10,500. You know that breaker's making $1,500 or that company, right?
Topps or Fanatics or Panini to raise their prices to you guys.
Yes, yeah, it did because but that's a supply and demand thing. That's not a breaker thing. So
but
if
it's
you took
from
all
the gamble of the chase. Okay, fine. If
you took the breakers away,
distribution. I could blame the manufacturer, but they've decided your distribution.
Yeah. Well, we're an outlet for them to get rid of their product. Exactly. So we're not selling the boxes, but we're selling spots. So I mean, I get what you're saying, but again, I don't know what else anybody would want. Do they just want the breakers to be gone and like the
that's
hobby
not
boxes?
realistic. That's not going to happen. It's just something I have to sit and stew over.
Theoretically, though, I mean, if people want them to be gone, and then like the hobby boxes are like a third of the price, and then some people aren't buying because then that chase isn't there. That card's not going to go up in value because there's no demand for it now. Like the Jaden Daniels speculation. Oh man, he had a good few games, won a playoff game. Everybody wanted to invest in him. We're investing now, Everybody wants to invest in Jaden Daniels, and then they lose,
I do have one question. I'll let Ziggy go, and my question is on burnout. Like, I look at breakers. You're sitting there, especially you're sitting there for a long time, opening packs and packs, and for years and years, any job becomes burnout. And so how do you have any of that? Do you experience it? What keeps you excited or motivated? Because I ask that not just to you, but to many, even making content, people can experience the burnout.
It's actually a really good question too, because I've been over 4 years now going on 40, 50 hours a week, and there are nights I go home. I mean, you can hear it in my voice now. I was on 3 in a row, so I work 32 hours, right?
But when you first got on, I was like, oh no, he's not in a good mood, but you're just maybe tired of breaking.
I'm just groggy and tired because when I'm on, I talk all the time. I'm a massive talker. I just talk. I don't scream, I just talk. But yeah, like some days I get up and I'm like, man, I'm really tired. But then I look at my Instagram and I'll see someone send me a private message. Hey man, thank you for the hit last night. That's my guy. Hey, I appreciate you getting that break off for me last night. I didn't hit anything, but thank you. Like those are the things that keep me going. If I didn't have the social media and the people reaching back out to me personally and saying thank you for something, I'd be like, well, this is just a job. I don't like this, But to me, it's the relationships you build throughout doing what you're doing. It's not monetary for me at least. There's some people it is, but for me, it's not monetary. It's the relationships I build. I've met a lot of fabulous people from all over the world, honestly,
No, I can relate because now with this community we're building here, it's part, I was excited to get back tonight. I was excited to be back with the guys and the ladies. And
I appreciate what you're doing. We need more people, in the hobby spreading some stuff, whether good or bad, you want it to be out there. I just want to make sure I'm here to defend certain aspects of it sometimes.
It's been really good I think it's been a productive conversation. Ziggy, how you doing?
Yeah. First of all,
hey Ziggy.
You guys, Jags, thanks for being here. I don't mean to grill you.
He's got it on mute.
I am on mute.
No, I can hear you. Can you hear him? I can hear him.
I can't hear him. Yeah.
Oh, he can't hear you. I don't know.
Can you? Okay, so I have a few questions.
Oh, that's better.
And again, I'm not trying to grill you. I come from this as I'm a pro breaker. I've been in breaking for a long time.
You have to repeat it because I can't hear you.
Do you think breaking should be regulated, self-regulated? Should there be an association? Would you support things like a breaker certification? So breakers have to be trained. They'd have to, know to keep cards on camera.
I can't hear him at all, Professor.
Oh, you can't. Oh, he still can't hear you. He's asking about. He's been wanting to ask about. He can't hear you, Ziggy. I don't know why, but
you can ask him to him.
I'm asking him right now. He's been wanting to push this breaker association or be regulated. So he wants your take on.
It's not push it. It's the fact that
not push it.
Bless everything you say. I'll tell you. I'll get tear it apart. Blez uses very deceptive pricing. You talk about.
He can't hear you.
But you can pass it on. He uses very deceptive color pricing. Right, that's something that I would say somebody should look.
He's calling out about deceptive pricing from Blez about the coloring, which I'm not in break. He says he's he does break a lot.
Okay,
and so he's talking about
in the industry,
how you color code some of the breaking and
yeah. So we break by the color. I wish I could hear him. Damn it. So we break by the color. So we price it. Pick your color. So.
Okay. This is
it still gets the same price point as a pick your team or pick your player, though.
Shady.
So I don't know what the question is there.
Let's pause him for a second. I'll speak to the audience and speak to you. Can the audience hear me?
I could hear you. I'm not quite sure why.
Let me give you some examples.
Yeah.
There are shady behaviors in the hobby.
There we go.
Called out because the problem there is they're suspecting that the person's buying into the breaks as well. Steven and other breakers have hit big cards in breaks that they've been participating in. They've been
be kind, Ziggy. Be kind. Go ahead.
I can hear him now. No, it's cool. Don't be kind. It's fine.
That string talks about the fact that Steve and the team been called out for buying into their breaks. One thing that Blez does a very good job of is break velocity. They fill breaks very, very fast, right? They price the breaks. They're deceptive on their pricing. You can buy the 1 of 1 spot. Like think about that. You can buy the spot where you hit the 1 of 1 only. And if you price their breaks, you look at breaker comp.
Now, why do you think that's so bad to sell the 1 of 1?
They're the most deceptive breaker in pricing. They're just not. You guys are just shady. So everything you say about you're for the community. Let me ask you this: have you talked to bartenders who have the alcoholic call them all the time? He thinks he's his friend. There should be training about this. You should be trained about the fact that you are in an industry that gambling is happening. And these guys, you can
hold on. Now that I can hear you, you're just going to come off and call us shady. Like that's
you are shady. You work for a very shady company, man.
For what? Well, explain. You're rattling off about this pricing of coloring and selling a 1 of 1 spot.
You have the only color breaking that I've ever seen in the market, which means your pricing breaks by color. You can buy the blue color, you can buy the blue Stonic color. I know.
Why do you see that as a problem, Ziggy?
Why is that shady? It's priced the same as the PYT, and you're still getting the cards.
No, because you just said yourself, sir, that people, if they're ignorant, they're going to buy the gold thinking it's a 10. They know it's a 50. Bells has been doing this for years.
Go look at it. It says gold. I think it says gold 9. Most of them say the 50. We tell them it's the 50.
Take advantage of ignorant people in the hobby when you price that way. That's the reason you price it. If you price out the break, take this color break and you price it out. The case
you could make the argument it's to make it more simple. What you're saying, making it more simple,
but you're not seeing anybody else in the industry adopting it, right? And I'll say this is something.
Are you sure? Why don't you look around? A lot of people are doing pick your colors. What do you think the apps are doing? What do you think the wheels are? What do you think they're spinning with the colors?
The wheels there. There's another great one. Let's talk about the wheels and the micro shill bidding that takes place in the wheels. Why do we raise the prices on these teams so high? Right? Why don't you just price the break at the
I remember Ziggy Jags was kind enough to come on, so you're grilling. You did say you're
as long as he lets me get some words, then I'm fine with this conversation. This is 100% fine. He's just throwing shady and talking about the colors. So let's stop there for a second. Let me speak. Okay. So if you go look at our pricing, a color break is priced at the same as a PYT or pick your player break. I can see it in the back end. If it's 12,000 for a case or we're priced to, it's 12, 12, and 12. No matter what break however you break it down, what's the difference between that and a random team at a certain price? If you're getting to a certain number for a break, what is so deceptive about it? If we're selling, someone just wants the gold card, they don't want all the fluff in there. So they buy just a gold spot. If they don't like the price, so how is that deceptive?
What does that sell for? What does a one spot sell for? That's impossible to hit.
Usually like 200, 300, 400, depending on the product.
Look at break comp. How many times did this Blez participate in break comp? You guys hide your pricing. That's why you do this stuff.
I don't know about participating in it. I don't think we really have secretaries of people emailing saying about break comp prices.
My point is, it's not. Don't sit here telling me it's all about the hobby and the community. You're about getting the most money you can out of breakers, and 32 hours means you're probably making some great money. I asked you questions about how are breakers paid? Are you paid hourly or salary, commission? I think it's important to know that if I'm buying a car from somebody and the guy's getting commission of it, I think it's important to know.
Yeah, I'm not commissioned.
If you're getting commissioned on it, you're not. That's surprising. You're an hourly employee.
Zero commission. So
my next question with you: if you were given your own allocation,
praising, relaxing.
I'm just saying, why would you do that? Why would you work 30 hours?
Kevin was nice enough. You were going so hard.
You want to know? You want to know why though, Ziggy? I'm 45 years old. And I really don't give a shit. I go in, I work. I'm happy with what I do. And at the end of the day, I go home. You're right. If somebody were to call me and say, hey, Jags, I got 100 cases I'm going to get from now on, and I'm going to pay you all this more money. Like I'm 45. I'm not these 25, 27-year-old whatnot breakers going out there getting crazy all about the money, trying to get all the money they can. I really don't give a shit. I came here just to do it for fun 4 years ago.
Price your breaks more accurately. I mean,
okay, we got 2 more minutes, and then I'm going to bring.
I don't price the break. First of all, I don't price the breaks. I can adjust the prices in there. I don't go over all the pricing and adjust them. But what is wrong with the pricing? I'm still very confused. You tell me.
Again, if I was running breaks, I'd be PYT only and random teams. That way I can calculate out what the cost is. If a case costs $3,000, I should be paying some markup that should be visible, transparent to the buyer.
Good luck at these prices running all PYT breaks. Okay, good luck.
Why? You don't have market to close that?
Well, I don't know.
Try it. Try breaking a case for like 10,000 and try and doing it in the PYT and getting it sold and moving as much value as people do. I tried doing that. It doesn't happen. Why do you think Esplez went to the pick your color? We had to get innovative last year because pick your teams, random teams, and the price of the cases and boxes are too much.
Hold on, let me ask a question. So right now you're saying that it's hard to move breaks as a pick your own team where that costs more money per team. I don't break.
It costs so if there's 30 spots, so Professor, if there's 30 spots, you got to break it down. Say if it's whatever, a $9,000 freaking case, right? You got to be $300 a spot. You got to spread it out however you want to distribute the money, right? On a pick your team 30 spots. If you do a color break, you're literally at like 60 spots if you can break it down the color break. So that's why sometimes it's more or less. You can spread the money out a little bit more. You're still getting the same money though. So what's wrong with that?
I understand, but is it tougher to? Why are the pick your own teams tough right now? Back in the day, that's how all the breaks were kind of ran. You bid up for the team.
So these breakers were overcharged for a team like the Astros, and the Astros will sit there, right? So no one wants to take it. And back in the old days, you'd bundle those teams. Only quality teams went. You'd have 26 teams in a break. You look at the checklist. You'd actually have value. You'd also share those prices. And
that's not happening now because you could just pick one of these. I also want to welcome Mr. Brian Gray. Hey, Brian, thank you for coming on, man.
We can drop this. I appreciate Brian being here, and Jax, I appreciate you listening. But my point is, Jax,
well, I'm not really listening. You're kind of just very attackative and argumentative. You're not really letting me talk. So I don't quite think I listened much.
But let me just say this: I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you listening. If you like talk later on, that's great. My point is, I did approach your Blez people about things like forming a breakers association so we could actually self-regulate and put some things in place. Like, I do think this hobby needs some goddamn guardrails,
collector,
right? And it doesn't have those. And your team was very negative about that.
I don't know who you talk to. I'm not part of that team. I'm just
Ziggy,
a breaker.
I think we need to move on. Ziggy, I think at this point we're moving on.
So I'll let you go. Have a nice day.
Ziggy, thanks for coming on. Jags, you want to stay on with Brian for a while?
No, I'll let you guys do your thing. We chatted up a little bit. I'm sure we can touch base again.
I enjoyed it a bunch. Thank you for coming on. I hope we could talk again later.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate you. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too. Thanks again. Boy, oh boy, that was nice. Ziggy came with some fire at the end. Jeez, I know. Scare away a new guest, though. I mean, way to scare away a new guest.
I like that. I said something in chat. If we're going to put ourselves out there as industry leaders and people who are at the forefront of the business, we've got to man up and like answer questions when people have them. And I'm friends with Jared Blez, the original whatever founder of Blez. He's one of my good friends. But the fact is, if someone's going to come on, they got to answer questions. You ask away. I'll answer anything. I give zero shits. Am I allowed to cuss here, by the way?
Hell yes, please.
Okay,
yes.
I do cuss. I'm sorry about that. I do.
No problem. Me too. Probably. I probably do it too much.
I give zero fucks, and I will just tell you how it is. And if you don't like it, people can log off and go find another show, or you can can me. I don't care.
I think you found the right
I can
place.
see it, like it or not.
I wanted to start with you just because you're a little more inside baseball here. What are your thoughts on PSA buying Beckett and the $1 million? You know, the big question is what the hell did it sell for? But what happened here? Why did they buy Beckett?
Well, here's what I can share. When Kunal was the CEO, I forget his last name, but the CEO of Beckett, I made a cash offer for Beckett, had the financing lined up of $300 million.
Whew.
And they came back at $600 million. They were not really selling. Now, Greg Lindbergh, their CEO, obviously has been going through the legal ringer for the last half a decade. And, so obviously there's different times where money matters differently. But I offered $300 million.
What year was that?
That was probably 4 years ago.
Okay.
Now, that was for the whole thing. Now, they didn't sell the whole thing. They only sold grading, authentication, comics, etc. Peter Griffin, yeah, that's me. So anyway, I like those. People do that on my stream too, and I don't really give a fuck, so it's fine. But I offered $300 million. They turned me down. I think it sold for around $100 million. That's what I think.
Oh, really? That's you say less.
I believe it sold because it was only grading and authentication and the comic books and stuff. It wasn't the belle of the ball really was Southern Hobby and Dragon Shield deck protectors. The Southern Hobby is a distributor for Pokemon. That is a license to print money. So
and Beckett has that. So
they kept that. They kept Dragon Shield, who makes the deck protectors for cards. I believe it sold for $100 million for just grading and authentication. That's what I believe it sold for. But again, it doesn't matter. To me, when I made the offer, I looked at it and I said, you know what? I can turn this around. I was looking at it as a turnaround play because Beckett has made a lot of mistakes over the years. They've made a few fumbles, and it wasn't the current team's fault, some of them. They had guys that helped fumble the ball along the way. They put tons of money into a vault that no one cares about. They've made a lot of faux pas. And they went from being a leader to an also-ran. And so obviously there's things they can do to change and fix. But with that being said, the thing is there is going to be a lawsuit on this topic. I'm just telling you because I know for a fact.
On what? A lawsuit on
PSA buying Beckett and the acquisition of SGC already.
As towards a monopoly?
Here's the thing, and I don't want to give away all the legal stuff I do know, but I know for a fact a lawsuit will be filed by someone. And and PSA knows this. Here's the problem. They bought SGC. That gave them too much of the market legally, probably. Okay, so in the old days, like 70% of the market was considered like, holy shit, that's way too much. I think it was Imperial Sugar case. I'm a closet lawyer. 70% of the market they had, and courts made them break it up and break the company up because they owned too much of the market. We're talking about 80-something plus percent with just SGC. Then the minute they bought it, SGC jacked the prices up for bulk people like me to huge amounts. Like we were paying, I mean, again, I can say this now because it's over. We were paying like $8 a card to grade big bulk.
Wait, how come?
Well, because we're doing like 5,000, 10,000 cards at a time. So we're doing such big volume, they're giving us a great price. Then they jacked the price up to $10 the minute they announced the acquisition. And then literally a month or two later, they're like, we don't really want to sell to you at all anymore. We don't really want to do bulk business anyway. So they took away all the bulk deals. So at that time, Beckett already wasn't doing bulk deals anymore, really. So the only option for the guys doing bulk, who were selling on whatnot, repacks, whatever it is, was SGC. So the reality was they basically took all the cheap grading out of the market, and it pushes more people to PSA. So at that point, a lawsuit could have been filed because we were all harmed. All the bulk SGC submitters were all harmed. And because of their market power, they were able to do that. Now it gets worse. Because now with Beckett, I'm hearing from people I know internally, they're about to raise prices at Beckett.
What do you know?
Shocker.
And
they also put SGC pretty much out of business. Like, they waited 6 months.
They've crushed it. It's time. Yes.
The goal,
and that's a shame because SGC was a good company, or was I liked? I mean, it had a good slab.
They weren't buying these companies in hopes of making them great or making them better or really serving the hobby. They bought them to take the graders and to reduce the number of competitors because it pushes people to $30 grading instead of $10, $12, $15 grading. SGC and Peter, again, Peter was just a soldier, but like, these guys were putting pressure on PSA every so often, even though, it's not really pressure, it's kind of pressure, by offering great service and great pricing. There was an alternative, okay? And that's the problem. Like at Beckett, there's not great service. There's great pricing still, reasonable pricing still, but they just don't turn the cards fast enough. So we got rid of that, okay? So that's a big, big problem. So that's a big problem. So at SGC, they buy SGC, they put it down, they fuck us because sorry for the language, they fuck us because they raise the prices, eliminate the market, the competition, and then they put it down. Okay, that's not clean behavior. When you start harming consumers or customers, that's when you take a legal monopoly. Monopolies can be legal. And you turn it from a legal monopoly into an illegal monopoly. That's number one. Then you buy Beckett. Now, the last thing Beckett needs to do, if Nat Turner is watching this, and Nat knows I love him, he's a friend of mine. Nat, please do not raise prices at Beckett. If you want to get
too late,
I'm not going to sue you, but some asshole's about to sue you. And someone with a big bite like me is probably going to sue you because if you raise those prices at Beckett and eliminate the last shred of competition, and listen, CGC is still competition, but the cards don't sell for enough in the secondary market to consider them in the same breath. I use CGC for thousands of cards a month now.
Trading TCG or sports cards?
Sports cards. I use CGC for sports, but I'm using them for repacks and for whatnot inventory. I'm using them for things where the low cost.
Thank you for being honest.
Fuck yeah! You think I'm going to send a 63 rows that's cherry sharp to CGC? You're out of your fucking mind. No chance.
For repacks, I love it.
For repacks, whatnot streams, whatever it is. Or resell. Like I'd send a lot of stuff. So with that being said, if I'm PSA, the last thing I do is raise prices at Beckett. The last thing I do is in 1 year close Beckett down, which I think is what's going to happen. They said,
I would assume it follows the same suit as SGC did.
They lied. The first time they told us SGC is going to do just fine. It's going to be just the same. It wasn't. That was a lie. And they may not have even thought at the time. Maybe they changed course. I'll give them credit and say, hey, maybe they changed course. But I got to be honest. This smells really bad. And listen, I love PSA. I like a lot of things about them. I think at grading cards, they are the best in the business.
Just in the past year, because you're also missing some. They now are dabbling in mystery packs, graded grails, GameStop. They're everywhere.
I don't have a problem with a lot of that. Again,
it's just they're getting too big for their. They have their hand in so much, and people are already saying they don't have enough graders. But it just is a lot.
The thing is, you're not crossing that line from legal monopoly to illegal monopoly when you buy back cards, and when those things are not going to be.
It can easily manipulated.
I don't think that crosses the line, and I don't think it's been again. If cards change grades, when cards change grades, that's fucked. That's just fucked. Cards can't change grades after you sell them back. Are you fucking kidding me? That's a joke. Now again, Nat will tell you himself that I hold him in very high regard. So I'm not picking on them. I'm just saying that there will be a lawsuit because I've heard 10 people who are big guys in the business like me, not physically, but money-wise like me. I've talked to 10 guys who are all licking their chops because if the price at Beckett is raised or the service is interrupted or if PSA gets in there and changes things up dramatically, they're going to bring the fucking hammer. So I'm just telling you,
we'll be looking out.
I think there's a very good chance that they will have to unwind some of these transactions in time. Or that PSA will have to agree to let's make Beckett a standalone company with no PSA influence. run by a totally independent party that's going to run it, and it's merely a passive investment. I think that's what very likely is going to happen.
I watched one of your recent Bry Guy podcast videos, and it was kind of a funny intro that you did. And I guess you got scammed from someone on Whatnot, did I see?
Well, no, on Whatnot, there was a breaker, Mr. Lyons. His name is Stephen Ashley Lyons. And he ran a high-end break on the app, and we caught bad behavior immediately, me and a bunch of other big buyers. And I was a big buyer on the break. So I pulled it off. I started reaching out to all these people on text. And I was like, guys, we're getting fucked here. These guys
What's the bad behavior you that got you, or what did you see?
Well, basically, people were buying spots in the breaks. First off, certain people had coupons that made no sense at all. Okay, it makes no sense. I'm brain. It's a Freudian slip. But no, people like, here's an example in PYT. They take the Bengals over the Cowboys in a multi-sport break. That will never happen in a $5,000 floor break. Never. Not one time. You can run 5,000 breaks. No one ever takes the Bengals first. The first spot of the break, there's 5 people in the room or 10 people in the room, and a guy gets a $1,000 off coupon and buys a spot for like $500 before anyone's in the room. The breaker just quickly, and guess what? We find out later that all the cards in the break were sold by to the breaker, the guy who bought the spots with a coupon, the guy who PYT'd the Bengals over. They knew what the cards were. And listen, I'm not going to even blame them because they just knew what the cards were because they sold them to the guy. The guy should have done a better job of mixing in other cards or holding those cards for some time to not make it so obvious. But these guys knew the hits. We all got fucked. We did not have the inside information they had. But it gets worse. Now the guy, all these guys he sold cards that sold him cards, he never paid any of them. He owes them $400,000, $500,000, $600,000. Okay, so hold on. So these guys get the good hits in the break. That's true. $600,000 he owes 2 guys. Okay, he tells those guys to fuck off. Meanwhile, I'm telling the guy on text and on everywhere, I'm going out and saying, this guy is a crook. Look at my podcast on YouTube. There's a 1-hour episode where I lay out the case for why this guy is crooked, why this guy fucked us. He fucked us. I caught him. I gave Whatnot a 2,000-word essay why we were fucked and asked for a refund. Whatnot said none of you guys were hurt. And I said, what the fuck is wrong with you? How are you going to tell me I'm not hurt after I give you 2,000 words and showing you the details of everything wrong with a break? The guy who got the big case hit, he's friends with the breaker's wife on Whatnot. She only has 4 friends. And one of them is that guy who's a smaller buyer on the app. None of it makes sense. It's fucked. So anyway, Mr. Lyons gets really pissed at me, threatens me 10 times, including physical harm, tells me he's going to serve me with cease and desist and lawsuits and slander, whatever bullshit. And I said, listen, you ain't going to do shit. And you know why? Bill Cosby, fucking Harvey Weinstein, Bernie Madoff. You know what those fuckers did? They threaten to sue you every time you say something. That's what people who are guilty do. You know? And so it makes me so frustrated. So anyway, this guy threatens me on and on and on. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to investigate this guy. So I investigate. He had a 6-year sentence for theft.
And
you get 6 years for stealing bubblegum at Walmart or for walking out of the store with some Ray-Bans on. You get 6 years for stealing some serious shit. 10 DUI / whatever. Okay, fine. People drink and drive 10 times. This guy should have had his fucking license taken away forever.
And so he's sitting there breaking on Whatnot.
Oh, yeah, but it gets better.
Big breaks. I mean, this is a big break.
This guy is selling big. He was a big buyer on Whatnot who became a breaker. And this goes to what Ziggy is saying. I don't think we need an industry self-regulating association. You know what the fuck we need? We need platforms that create a set of standards that say, just because you have a fucking camera and a card, that doesn't make you a fucking streaming dealer. I'm sorry. Not everyone should be allowed to stream.
Well, do you think what Fanatics Live is doing then? Because it seems
Fanatics
like
Live is much tougher.
They want the breakers over there. I think they want to handicap Whatnot at some point.
Well,
I think
Fanatics Live is very hard. How about this? I'm going on Fanatics Live for the first time January 12th. I just got approved. And they've been going for what, 1.5 years now? They are very tough. They do not just let people on that app. I'm telling you now, I had people calling me and saying, can you...
No, I think Whatnot's a problem.
Whatnot, I see 7-year-olds fucking streaming cards out of a Pelican case.
Isn't it crazy? We go on Whatnot. It's like everyone's 19 years old.
I was a kid doing this stuff at shows too, and that's great. But you know what? An electronic platform where there's real money at stake is not the place to let these kids grit their teeth. Take them to a local show, let them buy and sell. That's all great. But you don't fucking put them on a streaming app and let them act like they're big time dealers.
All right, let me ask you. Let's talk some shit back. What the hell are you doing buying on Whatnot at that rate? Whatnot. So if you had good luck on Whatnot, seems to be a place where
Whatnot is a
you're
great
asking
site.
to be scammed.
Whatnot is a great site for so many things. It really is. But they have to, at some point, have some standards for some barrier to entry. And with repacks, they've started this process by limiting it to maybe 40 guys who can make repacks now. But I got to be honest, it's much harder to get on eBay Live or to get on Fanatics Live than it is to get on Whatnot. Any monkey can get on Whatnot. And so the barriers to entry are so low, of course things like this are going to happen.
Yeah.
So we catch the guy. He never pays him when he goes on the run. And you know what happens? He gets arrested in my town a week ago. Now, he's from Houston, Texas, different county. That's Harris County. I'm an hour and a half away. In my town, he gets arrested. So that's where I made the joke about maybe he was coming to get me. Who knows?
Do you know where he's based out of?
He's out of Houston. So
Okay.
He's an hour away. He's an hour and a half away from me. I'm in College Station. This guy gets picked up for possession of 5 to 50 pounds of marijuana. Okay, let me give you a tip. You got to fucking raid Snoop Dogg's house to get that kind of volume if you're
And in
not dealing.
Texas, what are you doing?
This guy is going to jail. And he should have gone to jail for all the other bullshit.
So did you guys lose a bunch of money here?
Not a lot. I mean, the whole break was like probably $75,000 break. Not a big break. Okay, it's a big break for the average collector. But on Whatnot, there's streams that are $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 breaks. A $200,000 break now. So 75 is a lot. 5 to 50 pounds of marijuana he had. That's kind of crazy. Right? That's a lot of marijuana.
That's a big range.
And you can see his mugshots. If you search Steven Ashley Lyons, you can see his mugshots out there.
Did you do a little dance when you saw that?
You know what? I didn't really. I was kind of like taken back. Like, what if this guy really came after me? Because he threatened me. He said, look over your shoulder all the time. You know, he was really threatening me.
Oh, that's a
He's a bad guy. I mean, he could be, you don't know what's up. So, but the point being, while I agree with Ziggy that we have some challenges in this space, we have to, well, it's not legal to sell. I see someone in chat said weed's legal, my guy. Well, not 5 to 50 pounds.
Also, Texas is kind of
Texas is not legal.
Not legal in Texas.
And Texas is not legal. So again, I just think we're at a point to where, yes, we need some responsibility. We have to have some standards, but I don't think self-policing will do it because we haven't managed to do that in 50 years in this fucking hobby.
Yeah.
We've never self-managed.
And now it's so much worse with the internet because everything, you don't know what's happening behind the scenes a lot of the time.
We tried to build organizations of dealers around the country 30 years ago, 20 years ago. I was in this shit. I was doing this 25 years ago. And you know what happened? We couldn't get 2 dealers to agree on the same thing. So how are we all going to work together and do this together? No chance.
The other thing, what I wanted to mention, I've been wanting to have this conversation. I think now it's a good time. Let me throw this off here. The hobby is also, it's not one shoe fits all. Everybody participates a different way. Everyone's like, there's people that break. There's people that are breakers. There's people that would never touch a break. There's people that buy $100 cards. There's people that buy dollar cards. There's people that buy $100,000 cards. Everyone it's such a hard, there's vintage, there's modern, there's this, there's that. And so it's so hard to group us together.
I agree with you. I do want to answer the one thing. Someone said, am I a sue everybody entity? Not true at all. I have filed a total of, I think, 3 lawsuits in 30 years in the hobby. I sued Upper Deck because they told their customers that they could not buy Leaf anymore. That was a crime. That's antitrust. That's why I sued them. I sued Andrew Luck because he threatened to sue me when I had the rights to make cards of him. So
you sued Andrew Luck?
Yeah, he basically, we had the rights to make his cards from the U.S. Army All-American game. And so we made cards of him, which we had the rights to. And he said, hey, you don't have the rights. I'm suing you. So I said, fuck you. I'll sue you first. And I sued him first so I can pick the venue. I don't give a shit. And the only other person I sued was Panini. Because
and how come Panini?
And we believe they were using marks that we owned. And so we sued them. But with that being said, and they sued me, we all did this shit. And we were all like, business wasn't like it is now. Today, everyone makes so much money, no one gives a fuck. You don't see companies suing each other because, except for Fanatics Whatnot, Fanatics Panini, because that's a big one. Outside of that, you don't see it because everyone's making fucking money. Hand over fist. Everybody in the food chain is winning at the highest levels. I can't say that about the lowest levels. But at the highest levels, people have no fucking idea how much money is being made in this business.
How much of it is we see some of this. How I feel like 80 or 90% of the dirtiness we don't get to see. We see little instances, but is it as dirty as I think in that high end tier, or it's just legit?
I think most of it is legit. Most of it is legit business. But see, this is the thing. We have this real struggle here because people don't like the direction the hobby's going. Where a handful of people have a lot of power in the industry. And not just power like they make the decisions for the industry, but like the breakers are getting a lot of product. They're integral to the business. The repack companies, they're critical to this business. Without them, we are fucked. We need these repacks more than anyone here knows. You have no fucking idea how bad you need them.
And I don't think it's long term, but you're right. That's what's pushing it right now.
People have been making grab bags for 30 years, but in 2010, I made the first repack that was a graded card in a pack. First time ever.
Leaf,
in 2010.
with Leaf?
It was called Razor at the time. Then we became Leaf doing it. I did it for 15 years. And we did millions and millions and millions of dollars a year 15 years ago before these fuckers even had a streaming channel to stream on. No one even streamed back then. Chris Justice in North Carolina put videos on YouTube. That was as close as we got to streaming back then. But I made repacks and sold them to stores everywhere. But the vision was the products from the companies were not very good back then. So the idea was, why not give people a pack they can open where they can literally pull any fucking card in the world out of there? None of these collectors ever pulled a Mantle out of a pack. None of them ever pulled Jordan rookies out of packs. 98% of them. We wanted to give them a chance to have the feeling, and not like on some app where you watch a stream and some guy opens it for you, where they literally open a pack and inside could be a life-changing card or just a fucking sick card they never could pull on their own. And we felt like the market needed that because the products that Donruss or Panini or whoever were making back then were dog shit.
So you say people keep buying, but I would say if you lose on a couple of those mystery packs or repacks, you're kind of over it at that point.
No, most of the big money buyers on these apps are not stopping when they lose. There are people who've spent in the last year $20-30 million on whatnot.
On what? How about on whatnot trying to get these
substantially
repacks?
mystery packs? People don't understand how big this fucking business is. Like, I used to hear funny jokes. There would be streamers who would say, "Oh, the guys working at these companies make no money." That's bullshit. The guys working
now I assume it's not the case.
The best breakers on the app on whatnot are making $500,000 plus a year. The very best. I offered one of them a deal that would pay them $300,000 to $500,000 a year. They passed because I wanted this breaker so bad I couldn't take it. I was like, "I'll give you a deal. You'll make $500,000 easy." And the guy passed and said, "Thanks, but I can make that where I'm at." You don't understand the stars. And again, you don't want to think of a breaker as a star. It feels like like guys on cardboard, like the sports card radio guys say. They make fun of guys on cardboard, but like thinking of a breaker as a star is like kind of funny.
And there's only several though, right? I mean, it's like James Run Good Life, Blaze, Filth Bomb. How many
Well,
are
that's not
there?
even the big whatnot ones. The big whatnot ones are the top two guys on Backyard are stars. Connor on We the Hobby as a star. They're stars on whatnot. And
Who
these
is there?
stars-
Who are they selling to? Is big dogs, younger
the biggest
people?
biggest buyers of repacks and products in the market are buying on whatnot from these 5 companies. They're buying from these companies.
Good insight.
And that's where that's the thing, Filth Bomb and all that stuff. I am working on a podcast about it because not about the impropriety that Fanatics is feeding them stuff. I don't believe that. I think it's like, you you watch The Office?
Yeah.
It's very much the Willy Wonka episode.
Yeah, that's why but it happens too often. Willy Wonka episodes
Michael
one
Scott went out
time.
to the warehouse and put them in 4 different boxes.
There's one time they did that. They're not fucking Michael Scott. They're $1 billion. It's just too much. I know, but you're comparing. I've heard that analogy. It's just like comparing it to Michael Scott.
Most of these processes now are automated and done by machines. They're not hand packed. Like these products that you're referring to, some of them are hand packed, but like Collector's Delight or Chrome, Breaker's Delight in Chrome. Those are all machine packed.
Well, the machine fucked up. Keeps fucking up.
There are cases that are fucking amazing, and there are cases that are fucking terrible. There's some that are just so bad, I can't believe they're cases. And then there's cases where I'm like, holy shit, that guy just made 50 grand. But listen, we're never going to be a perfect system unless every single thing's hand collated. And we did do that at Leaf because we believe we could control making sure that the value is spread out properly.
That's a perfect segue to my next question because what I noticed from Leaf and the company Wildcard, who's not associated with Leaf, is it seems their business model is tons of low serial number, but just mass quantity. I don't know if you've recognized this or see this. I don't know if you, I'm curious your thoughts on that, because it just seems overkill. It's a cool concept. It's too much.
That's one of my regrets is overdoing the one-on-one. But again, this happened with Panini and other people too. So they set the stage, because in some of these Donruss products, there are so many parallels. You know, it's just you couldn't keep count. We all fell for it. We all kind of got into this. And listen, the customer is partially to blame because that's what they wanted. They wanted it. We gave them what they wanted, but
they don't know what they want. They wanted.
We have to trust them. And guess what? It used to all be about how many hits are in a box.
I don't want it.
How many hits in a box? How many autos and mem in a box? That was the whole thing that mattered. Well, guess what? When all you care is about a number of game used or autographs, you're going to get shitty ones. We should have stuck to quality. We should have stuck to one-on-ones being rare. Now, with that being said, there's a lot of Leaf one-on-ones, yes. There's a lot of wildcard one-on-ones, yes. But you know what? Relative to the production of the licensed products, or
it's tons. There's like 10,000. The wildcard does it. I can't speak for Leaf, but I did a deep dive on wildcard. It's insane what they did with someone like Caleb Williams, how many different. Now, my take is my thought process, if I was in the room, that's my idea of how to compete with the Panini, with the Fanatics, this is our idea of how to differentiate.
I think the one thing with Wildcard is now they're using more changes in the background art.
That's right. These monsters. That's right.
Whereas at Leaf, our problem, and I think they still do it. I wish, and if I was consulting them, which I'm not, I would tell them, hey, let's focus more on background art than just changing the foil pattern and the color. I think the background art changing, like what's in the background, makes a lot more difference. But with that being said, I say this all the time. People get so mad about Fanatics, or they got so mad about Panini and saying how these companies fuck everything. But you know what? As customers, and I'll say we, because I'm a customer too, I collect.
You want all those fucking parallels?
We are responsible.
I hate those parallels.
We are responsible for the problem in the market.
Nah, they want to make money off it.
But you know what? We look at Leaf and Wildcard, and we say, they're not licensed. Fuck that. And you know what? Shame on us. And listen, I sold Leaf. I don't give a fuck if you buy it ever again or not. I sold it. I made a great exit. I got a bunch of money. But I'm telling you this because you need to listen. The value those companies provide is decent value. It really is. You actually get the good autographs in a box. You really do.
All right. I want to throw, I want to just say with the Panini Fanatics, I find that the more shiny parallels they put when you break it, okay, you could feel, oh, look, someone got a little parallel here. Ooh. So it just adds to their business model of the breakers being distribution. I mean, I don't buy that the customers wanted that. And maybe some. I'm not everybody. I don't represent everybody. I didn't want that.
I mean, again, they're paying so much money for these products. They want
a little hit.
They want stuff. They got to get stuff. They have to. And the fact
even if that stuff in the long run's $10,
some of it, but some of it's great. And the fact is, listen, people have, and I'm doing a podcast right now on a story about recency bias, because I believe people have trouble. And it's so funny because in sports, we think the best players that have ever played all played right now.
I know.
We think the best player ever is playing right now in every sport. You can't find any sport where the best player alive is not playing now. Except maybe
a real sports fan knows it's generation. You know, it's so hard to compare generations, but there's one or two guys per generation, and they're all on that. But you're right. Recency bias is a huge thing.
Probably the only sport where we don't think the greatest player of all time is playing right now. And that's because Gretzky is probably the greatest.
Jordan, Kobe, and Magic all ahead of LeBron for me.
But I'm just saying, we think.
No, you're right.
Listen,
you're right.
Wemby could be this. Wemby does stuff that is so exceptional.
We have to pray he stays healthy.
Well, his feet are going to be a problem because guy's 7'5" or whatever.
That long?
4 foot tall. He plays like Kevin Durant, but he's not built like Kevin Durant.
One of the most exciting players we've ever seen. I mean, it's just what it is.
His defense makes him so extraordinary.
Smart.
But the point with this is we sometimes have this recency bias and we look at new products and we can't think about what they are and what they can be. We only look at them in today's scope. But what I tell people, and I'll do the unlicensed one more time, 1981 Topps Joe Montana. Guess what? Unlicensed. That's his rookie. 1976 Walter Payton rookie. Guess what? Unlicensed. things can change, and how people look at things can change. With Topps last year, with Wemby's only autographs being unlicensed, the line between licensed and unlicensed is blurred more than ever. And I stand behind the fact that Panini can make more money with no license than they did with a license.
Yeah, do you think they'll keep doing sports cards?
Yeah, they have to. If they don't, they're definitely losing their lawsuit. They've got to do it and show they can't do it, and they can. They're going to make so much money unlicensed, it's scary. They're going to make so much money, and it's disgusting. They couldn't make more money without a license than they made with a license.
Why do you say that? Because they don't have to pay for the license?
You know what these leagues are taking? 23 to 26, 28% off the top. Then you have a guaranteed spend for marketing, and then you've got all these different layers. Fuck, 40% of the money's gone before you know it. So now they have the ability to put that money either in their pocket or into content. And either way, they win. Either they make more money with incredible brands like Flawless and Treasures, or they make more money because they make an incredible product that's really compelling to the customer. I'm not betting on that because most companies are greedy, but it could happen.
No, you have a good, I like where you're coming from. You have a lot of good insight. After Leaf, what year did you step away from Leaf, and what have you been doing?
I sold Leaf in 23. I kind of brought it back from the dead in 2010, announced it at the National. 13 years, sold it for a lot of money because, again, we had a big year in 23 like everybody. We got a multiple, sold to private equity. It was a perfect exit. And the fact is, I didn't really want to sell, but how do you not do that for your family? You can change everything. You can get so much money, you can change people's lives everywhere. You can give to charity. You can do things you could never do before. So you have to do it. I had to sell. I didn't have a choice. It was too much money. But, I think now I get to be a dealer in the market and have fun and hustle. I did a stream today on Whatnot, a huge fire stream. It was great. I did karaoke for fucking 4 hours. I made jokes with people. We chatted. People asked questions. We just have fun. And
are you going to start doing Fanatics Live over Whatnot now? Or?
No, we're gonna have a presence on every channel. We're talking eBay Live. We're talking to TikTok. We're gonna have a presence because the brand, the Big Bride kind of brand, which I'm not saying it's any big deal, but it's worked pretty well.
And there's just too much money not to do it. There's money in it.
Well, I don't have to make the money. It's not about that. I get to interact with people every day.
It's fun. You're having fun.
I get to interact with people. When I'm just waiting to go to shows, I get to interact with people for 2 days at the Dallas show or 3 days. But every day I can go interact with people in the hobby who I've either dealt with or who used to buy my product. I could show you 1,000 messages on Whatnot from people who said, Brian, thanks for all you did at Leaf. I can tell you actually care. Whether you like the product or not, fuck you if you don't, love you if you do. Doesn't really matter. They appreciated that we gave it a shot and really worked hard to try to win people over and deliver value. They appreciated that.
Those were kind of my run of questions. Did you have anything you wanted to bring, any topics you want to get off your chest, anything you want to throw out there?
Listen, I think one of the things that people are struggling with is how things are changing. The hobby's changing. The breakers have more control, more power than ever. They're getting to, you know what? They're selling more product than any 50 stores put together. I'm sorry. Stores can only sell so much product. They just can't. Stores will be a thing of the past if they don't see what's happening out there.
Well, most stores have to have a breaking element at this point, I'd assume.
Well, they do, but look at what Tom Brady's doing with Vault.
Oh, don't make me roll my eyes.
Here's one that's not even famous. Here in Texas, you have Triple Card, who became, they have all the stores. They have
I went to those stores. I can't stand them. I hate the Vault, the Brady Vault. I just want it to fail. I just don't see
this new store, but this store in Dallas is chaining out Lawrence Daggett's store. They're opening in Singapore.
I went to a couple.
They're opening a store in Singapore now. What Fanatics wants to see is retailers that are 100% in, that are going to do what it takes to put the money behind it to make this thing putt. And the fact is, the people who hate it are smaller stores and smaller dealers who used to be important because the manufacturers. Collectors, they hate it, but you know what? It's like the guy in the chat a minute ago who just said, I don't want logos on my cards. Guess what? That's why you're going to pay up, buddy. You want a rookie card? You want to go get a rookie of your favorite cat? Go get a Cooper Flag rookie. Go play fucking $5 billion for a Cooper Flag rookie. If there were unlicensed ones, they'd be a lot cheaper. And guess what? The ink's exactly the same, my man. And you may say today, you know what? Today, everyone wants Topps, right? Everyone wants Panini. But you know what? We don't know what people are going to think 20 years from now, because there's cards today that are very valuable that I did not think people would ever want. But somehow, after 30 years, they suddenly want these. Look at like these fucking cards, like some non-sport stuff. Look at Mark Hamill's number 177
Luke
Star Wars.
Skywalker. Yeah.
That card goes for a fuck, or 66 Batman number 1. I collect that stuff. Or the C3PO, or the Goldenrod C3PO, whatever it is. These cards, 20 years ago, we would have laughed that people would pay big money for these things.
Well, no, and there's some that but make me worry though. This fucking Elsa from Disney going for 20 grand. It's like in the long, what the fuck? Why are some of these cards and then the Pokemon Rush or $100,000 for a One Piece card? And I like One Piece. It makes me worry. Like, what? This is going to be long term. Some of this stuff is going to not be worth that.
Here's the thing. I think we have to look at this, and we can't think of cards as just cardboard like we used to put in the bicycle spokes. This market means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. Okay, so like it's like stocks. Why do people buy stocks? Some people day trade. Some people are looking to build long-term.
Will it stay like that? As you mentioned, in 20 years, we don't know. I think we're caught up a little bit in this tornado.
See, here's the thing. I am holding probably $3 or $4 million worth of green and gold kabooms.
Hey now.
Okay. I started buying them over a year and a half ago. I'm probably up $1 million, $2 million, whatever. I bought the Wemby for $230,000 at the National. I just turned down $500K for the green Wemby. So like, you can look and say, oh my God, Brian was a fucking idiot, paid $230 for the green Wemby. But it's a one-of-a-kind piece of art. When we can't look at cards and see something greater than cardboard.
It's not normal to spend $2 million and make $1 million. Something's weird. Like cards have done something weird in the past year. I attribute it to a little bit of mystery packs, the buyback program. I don't know why, but it's not. And that's a question I had for you. Is we just see some of these cards doubling in a couple months, and the only time we've ever seen that is COVID.
Well, we
see
weird. Cards cut in half in a couple of months too. There's plenty of those.
Okay, that's
so
true.
Make no mistake. But the good stuff, the blue chip stuff. The stuff is good because there's a finite amount of assets and there's way more money. This is why we've convinced people that Bitcoin is some great thing. Bitcoin basically is a tulip that doesn't smell good. That's all it is. It's the tulips. It's dog shit.
The people that get into Bitcoin and they're convinced, they call them orange peeled. So we've basically,
and guess what?
Many people have orange peeled on sports cards.
And
they're convinced.
I got no problem with any of it because any speculatory asset, very few have the trading card history.
Not like this. I mean, this is crazy recently.
Well, hold on. In 1990, 1989, we had cards go up 2,000 or 3,000% in 1 year. You may not remember that because you may not have been doing cards then.
I was young. I was
Michael Jordan rookie.
To get in.
The Michael Jordan rookie went from $30 to $400 over the course of a year. So like that was 35 freaking years ago. So, like, we've got to have some vision here. Sports cards have outperformed any asset class not called Bitcoin over.
That worries me when I hear that. That's like, oh, that's not normal because that's Ken Golden's thing right now. It's like that's okay, but that's also not normal.
But we have finite assets. There's not enough cards, and the amount of money that wants alternative assets. Here's what I'm going to say. As someone who's got some wealth.
You're right about this.
I would rather own cards than fucking Bitcoin. I would rather own cards than Ethereum or NFTs or some other fucking air that someone says Sydney Sweeney breathed. I don't really care. I want to buy things that are physical and I can touch them. Yes, I'll have some gold and silver. Yes, I'll have bonds. Yes, I'll have some stocks, even though I don't love stocks right now. I think they're overpriced. Most assets are overpriced today in the world. Most everything. Most every asset is at historic.
So why are cards up so much? What the hell happened? Because there's other collectibles. Funko Pops died. The sneaker fad died. Labubu's gonna die.
Labubu so that's my best. That's my best short position. I shorted Pop Mart, and I made a killing.
Smart man, yeah. So why are cards? What happened with car? Enough big money moved in to sway the needle. What the hell happened?
Well, the thing is, first off, you have to understand. Imagine Bitcoin, but with history. And a tie to people that reminds them of their childhood and the great years. Think about if Bitcoin had those things. How much more incredible would Bitcoin be if it had some intrinsic value or some value to people? Like it meant something to them in their heart, not just a shiny bee on a coin.
Comparing to Bitcoin's tough though, because Bitcoin is supposed to be, you know, the future of monetization.
Okay, let's pick a stock that trades at 100 times PE like Tesla. Like, I mean, there's no way. What are you talking about? We feel something. You may feel like you're part of.
I just don't know if that'll last. I don't know if the card. I understand what you're saying, but that's always been the case, and we haven't seen these crazy.
It's lasted longer
crazy
than
prices.
of collectors carrying around fucking Pelican cases at these shows, right?
No, it is longer than I thought.
It does. It's been around all this time, and the fact is, the great thing about this market is you have the best liquidity of all time today. That's why
it is very liquid. That's right.
This market was not that way.
The new prices scare me. Some of the new prices scare me, but there's a lot of it's liquid. The vaults make it easily transactionable. The card shows a lot of people are buying, a lot of people selling. You're not wrong about that.
Well, and the thing is, in the old days, you'd buy a card for $100, and when you went to a dealer to sell it, they paid you $50. Now, how is that a good, efficient market?
Right.
Like, I wouldn't want to buy cards in that market. You'd have to be a fucking moron. You drive it off the lot and you lose 50%. That's
well, how do card shops compete? Because I still think a lot of card shops offer that kind of not very good deal.
They don't get good cards unless people are fucking morons.
Yeah,
by the way, my favorite card is 1953 Bowman Pee Wee Reese color. I think that is a piece of art. It's one of the most beautiful pieces of cardboard ever made. And if you tell me that's not art, I'll tell you to go jump off a bridge. It's gorgeous. But that's my favorite card because it truly is artwork. It's gorgeous, beautiful. It's
okay,
simple.
mine is that 80 Tops Magic Bird Dr. J, because as you mentioned, that's history. I mean, you have two of these legends with Dr. J. And it's not the most beautiful card, but it screams history to me. It's my favorite card.
And that's the thing. Again, I'm going to say that everybody has their own historical period where they're going to focus on. And the kids today, 30 years from now, I do believe they're never going to forget their first Kaboom or their first downtown. You don't have to like it, but these young 15-year-olds carrying around Pelican cases of shows, that's what they grew up.
I think they're going to move on with life, but that's where we'll see.
But again, can we not manage to replace every single group with another group? Always. And guess who's got the money now? People my age in their 50s. I'm 53. We got a lot of money at my age. If we want to throw some around on cards, we will. And I'm not even the biggest.
And many are, by the way. I mean, I talk to many people. Many are. You guys are in. I mean, people are in.
Sure. And listen, I'm not a dumb guy. I'm holding 5 or 10 million worth of cards right now. I think they're an excellent investment or speculation, I'd say. I wouldn't even say investment because some guys critically say it's not an investment. I probably agree with them. It's a speculation. But I think I'm smart enough to know where there's arbitrage opportunities, assets that are mispriced. And I actually try to evaluate it and think about why things are priced the way they are. And like I try to find like the golden green kabooms. They didn't make sense to me. People are chasing these unnumbered kabooms that Kabini could backdoor any time. But they were paying a 3 times multiple for a numbered 1 to 10. Are you out of your fucking mind? That's wrong. That was just wrong. That's wrong math. And we knew they were losing the licenses. They'll never make them again. Wrong.
Brian, I have a few comments or questions from chat. Also, tomorrow I have like 4 new voicemails. We'll give away the winner tomorrow. We'll do another 10 minutes or so with Brian Gray. Thank you for coming on. It's been fun.
I try not to talk too much, but I get so passionate because I listen to all these. Again, I'm pretty critical of influencers. I use that word influencer because, again, just like Whatnot allows anyone with a camera to sell cards on their platform, anyone can post a video on YouTube, and there's a beauty to that. But then there's guys that are more invested, like yourself, who say, I'm going to be a consistent contributor, and I'm going to try to help people. And yes, I'm going to have some implicit bias, and we do know. Be honest, Jason, you've got some biases. I've got some biases, and those are going to sneak in sometimes.
Sure, and my part with some of the bias on the content is they're extremely biased because they own a shop or they're a breaker or they're
you can't say
sometimes that can really come off as PR or selling.
You can't say anything bad about the mothership or you'll be cut off. You'll lose your money train.
Hey now.
So I don't expect them. I don't expect them to like
the mothership.
I don't expect them to be mean to them. But you know what? You can challenge them to do better without being mean and disgusting. And that's the problem in the industry. Everybody on these streams, or not on streams, but like on videos, they're like, oh, this company sucks. These guys fucked us here. They did this. Hold on. You catch a lot more flies with honey. Tops has a conference in Arizona or wherever. It's open to any dealer who wants to go there and be part of the process. Go, and you can actually talk to people there. Not just tops, but you can talk to industry leaders, people who have invested millions.
Okay, what's something like this cost, and what is it if I wanted to go? I'm not a dealer.
I don't know if
though.
it's open to the public, but for dealers, I think it's like $499. But they give you giveaways that more than make up for that.
And it's worth going, you're saying?
It's worth going. First off, a lot of people go for the giveaways, but fuck that. I'm saying you should go because you can interact with people who make this their whole life, this industry. You can understand how people tick, and you can ask people from Tops questions. And you know what? The fact is, I don't blame the companies for not listening to us. Because the way we talk to them, we are accusatory, we attack, instead of saying, hold on, can we not do better?
I also don't think they're interested in doing better for
No, but hold on.
some of us.
I think they do okay. Let me give you one example, because I know we don't have much time. Let's look, for example, at Chrome Basketball. That's the product du jour, right? You know what you hear almost nothing about? The autographs are on card in that.
That's a win.
In 15 flipping years, see, I didn't use the F word. That's a different F word. In 15 flipping years, Panini couldn't get that part right except twice a year on Flawless and Imminence. That's it. It took him 15 years to get 2 products on card. And Topps comes out the gate on card. But again, all we can talk about is how they're getting rich. They're making too much money. Trust me, 40% of their money off the top is gone to the leagues. And that's without paying for the autographs and all that. 40% is going in licensing, marketing, all that stuff. Trust me, they're not making as much as you think, but they're making money. I'm telling you, they care more than you think. Because I'm going to give full disclosure. Multiple companies have hired me as a consultant, and I give advice to these bigger companies about things I see they're doing well and things they're doing not well. And I try to help with the creative process because I want the hobby to be better. I can't say exactly who I consult for, but you can imagine. And in my opinion, still not tainted because I really don't care. But I'm just telling you, the companies do care. Now, with that being said, they just don't listen when the message is delivered.
Well, it's also it's hard to please everybody. And first, I mean, we only have a lot of people aren't up in arms. Most people are on the gravy train. But on the opposite side, we're allowed to be frustrated, and I feel it's 100%. Very hard for them to please all of us. And they definitely have not made it more fun for me recently. But I'm not everybody, and I'm maybe not their target demographic.
The problem is collectors are getting the short end of the stick a little bit on wax. Because
that's right. That's right.
Because of the breakers and because of all the pieces of the food chain, wax is just not affordable anymore.
A lot of singles we could go by, so there's a lot of still fun to be had. But yeah, having the fun with wax is over.
I just told you, I look for arbitrage opportunities. The arbitrage is buying cards that are not repack fodder. Because these guys who open don't know what to do with the cards that don't go to repacks, that are the glamour cards they show up on their Instagram like they have a cute girlfriend. They don't,
right?
And half of them don't have girlfriends.
I know.
I've been married 30 years. Most of these guys don't even have a girlfriend. All they got is cards.
Sometimes the way they react, it's like the sexiest girl alive. They just hit a card.
But the fact is, they don't know how to sell some of this stuff because it's not good enough for a repack. And guess what? You can buy killer stuff for your collection that people are throwing away when they open boxes. They're literally trashing cards because they don't care. Go dig in a dollar box at a show. You'll be shocked how much good stuff you can find in a dollar box. And you know who you see digging in dollar boxes? Dr. Beckett.
Me.
You. He digs in quarter boxes, Dr. Beckett. I go hang out with him and say hi because I like him, but I can't do that. I have to go hang out like the $5, $10 box. But like, still, I go through a $5 box and I'm finding cards. People don't even realize how fucking scarce these cards are. They don't realize that a minor star numbered to 10, if from a real good set, should not ever be $5. I just sold a Ty Jerome Chrome numbered to 5 for $50. Ty Jerome numbered to 5. So like, there's a buyer for these cards. There are cards to collect. You've just got to set where you are in the market to what the market's telling you. And today it's telling you if you want high end, you got to pay up because there's too many buyers. But if you're willing to buy a step or two down, you can buy a lot of cool stuff. You can buy a Paulo Banchero autograph on eBay from Prism Black for fucking $40.
Yeah, you got to look where they're not. I looked at Peyton Manning auto rookies like $600, and that to me, you see these $20,000 new players. It's like go buy. There is deals to be had. I don't mean just to
and a lot of it
resell,
is recency bias. No one cares about Peyton Manning. No one cares about Drew Brees. No one cares even Randy Moss.
All right, well, that's my take on all this new shit. Is it's selling now because it's now, and in 20 years, the recency bias will be on that stuff.
But the recency bias goes the other way too. Sometimes people can't see how good some of these current assets are because they're too new. Like if I told you right now, I can identify what I think is the #1 best buy in the hobby as a speculation, people will laugh their ass off at me. And they're going to tell me it's way too high and it's a terrible buy. I'll tell you right now, it's a new Chrome basketball. The best buy in the hobby right now is ultraviolet inserts from the new Chrome basketball. Cooper Flag goes for $2,500. Jokic goes for $600.
Why do you think that's the card?
The cards are fucking gorgeous. And they're ultra rare type case hits. And Topps is going to have their run at ultra high end case hits. Now, the ultraviolets and other stuff are not good because they just started. But the ultraviolets in this, and people always go back to the very first set, like 2012 Prism.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that.
They're going to want that card. And I'm starting to buy them up. I'll give you full disclosure. I'm not going to buy them up and then tell you once I own them all that it's good like most of these guys do. I'm starting to buy them now because I think they're good. Now, for the guy that says I don't like to shut up, I got 1 hour to tell a different audience how to look at things maybe a little different than they are. And you know what? You don't like it? I won't be here anymore.
Tell him. Also, you could talk. Let the man talk. He could talk.
Tune in next episode. Big Bri will not be here. You won't hear his mouth yapping. But if you're smart, you'll listen to what I say, and you don't have to agree with me. But listen to what I say and say, you know what? Peter Griffin said a few things that made a lot of sense, and he said a few things that didn't make any sense. But I'm going to have an opinion, and Big Bri may have influenced my opinion positively or negatively, and it doesn't matter which one. The fact that you're even thinking, I've done my job for an hour. That's it.
By the way, he has experience, so it's worth, he's been there. So I don't agree with everything, and you don't agree with everything. I do want to get to this question from Chris.
Yeah.
Why don't you ask why card companies aren't held to higher quality control like most things are? And that's actually, it's like, okay, when I was younger, fine, you hear the older stuff, and that you figure by the 90s, 2000s, that should be fixed. They should be able to make these cards perfect. And so where do you go with why is quality control seem to be poor?
Well, there's a few things. Number one, unfortunately, our asset is made out of paper. That is a big problem. Our asset, even if it's got chrome or other stuff, it's paper underneath there. So the reality is we're dealing in a fragile asset. Number two, the industry just now in the last 5 years has gotten really strong enough and big enough to want to reinvest in equipment on the printing side. Most of these printers until the last 3 years ago were using the same machines they used 20 years ago. They invested in no new technology, but the smart printers now, like the ones Topps are using, for example, or the ones Wildcard are using, I know the Wildcard printer.
So do you think this will get fixed? Do you think it'll get solved?
They're go take a Wildcard card. And I'm not saying buy Wildcards, it's so awesome. I'm just telling you, take the cards and grade them and see what happens.
They'll grade well, is what you're saying.
80% 10s from my experience.
And by the way, Wildcard was my favorite booth at the National. I fell in love. I liked the monsters, but then the price was it was just competing with Fanatics. It's like, you guys shouldn't charge that same. What do you do? You're missing opportunity. I would have bought it. I would have bought some of it at a better rate, but it was just so expensive. I loved the stuff.
The problem is they had dealers walking up at those prices spending $100K, $50K. So it's like at those prices, they sold out pretty much everything.
Again, so me as the customer, consumer, lower end collector, we're forgotten about a little bit at that.
Well, guess what?
Point.
I did a wild card stream today where you could have bought spots in a player break for as low as $20, $30, $40. And the break had 250 cards, including 20 autographs. Like, there's plenty of good stuff in there. You could have got involved very cheap. Or you can go on my stream and buy packs for 15.
I'm just not I don't want to break. I want to buy a box and open it myself.
And we sell boxes and we sell packs too that we ship to you so you can open them.
The boxes are just expensive. Those damn boxes are kind of expensive. Well, more than I'd want for that product, I guess. I did like the product. The monster one I really liked.
The Hobbit Hits is fucking badass.
It is. It was really cool.
You come in my stream in a 20-pack box. Every card is numbered to 10 or less, or at 5 or less, and there's one-on-one autograph or whatever in every box. Those are like $300 a box for 20 packs. You're paying $15 a pack for cards that are relatively scarce. Now, again, I don't care if you like wild card or not. It's not about that. I think it is. You can find some level to collect, invest, speculate, whatever it is, with any product at any price level. You
Absolutely.
Figure out where you fit in. I always make the joke, get in where you fit in. And to the person in chat that asks if girls like fat or money, they like smart and funny. They don't. Money is good, but you know what they like?
Smart.
Come into my stream and watch me on Whatnot. I was on there today. You can.
Here's a little push.
You come to my stream. I don't care if you buy anything. Don't buy one fucking thing. Just hang out. I'll sing karaoke with you. I'm actually a decent singer, surprisingly. But come on, we'll do fucking karaoke. People in the street. If you've been in my stream, tell them it's a fun place to hang out.
Right. In the next couple months, can I get you back on?
Yeah, sure.
Hell
if the people can handle my talking, I'll try to talk less. But like, I know we only have.
No, it was a great hour. Is one comment.
And what I'm hoping is that when I'm gone, and you have someone else on saying whatever they say, that people will think, Brian said a lot of stuff I gave zero shits about. I gave zero fucks about 98% of what he said. But this 2%, there's something there. Maybe I need to think about something just a little different. And if you change how you collect or how you think about things, or even don't change what you thought about them, you're winning. Last thing I'll say, and I'm going to say this for people in the chat.
Here we go.
Last thing I'm going to say. I said this on a recent podcast, and I don't think anyone thinks about this, but I'll give you one last piece of advice from someone who literally sells millions of dollars worth of cards a year. Every time that you don't sell a card, you just bought a card.
Wait,
think
expand
about that.
on that. Wait, hold up now. What now?
If you have a $1,000 card in your collection, and I say, Jason, I'll give you $1,000 for that, you say, no, thank you. You just bought the card for $1,000. I don't care what you paid for it. When you make that decision not to sell it, you own it. And so I'm going to say to you, if that's true, then when you go buy a Caitlin Clark card, you think about, what if she gets pregnant? She may never get pregnant. I did a podcast about that. What if she gets pregnant? She goes.
What if Wemby gets hurt?
What if they get hurt? You've got to think about why you're buying something before you buy it, not after. And when you have a chance to sell it, think about why you're selling or not selling. Really think about, am I not selling this Justin Herbert because I paid 110 and it's only worth 100 today? Or am I not selling it because I think he's a great player? Because the biggest error these people make in the hobby, these people being buyers, they won't sell a card because they have a little loss in it. And you know who else said that? Everybody who ever bought Sam Darnold, anyone who ever bought Trey Lance, anyone who ever bought Kenny Pickett, anyone who ever bought Malik Willis, even though he had a good week, anyone who ever bought Anthony Richardson.
Sure.
Every disaster in the sports card business, the predecessor was, I can't sell that. I paid 100. It's only worth 80. You got to get that shit out of your mind. If you're not willing to pay 80 today, you might think about selling for 80 if you're not truly a collector. If you're a speculator or a mover of these cards, you might think about selling and buy them at this level. And I don't think people think about enough why they buy or why they don't sell. We got to put more thought into it. This is real money we're playing with here. This isn't monopoly money. And at the prices, as you point out, they're very high, right?
Yeah.
We better fucking think before we buy at these kind of dollars.
Love it.
There you go. So anyway, that's what you get out of me. I call it like I see it.
It was really cool meeting you, and I really hope we could talk again.
We talked at the National. It's great to meet you there. I told you, I like your content. I watch, I've never been, how about this? I've never been convicted for fraud. I'll answer questions. Never been arrested. I've been sued. Let me think. Top sued me and dropped it in 2012.
Why'd they sue you?
I made the first baseball repack, Best of Baseball. And I put Topps cards on the sell sheet to show the cards that came inside, and they said that was a violation of their rights. They dropped it because the judge basically said you're out of your fucking mind. You're allowed to show the cards that come in there. Top sued me once and Panini sued me once, I think. I've been sued twice. I've probably sued people 3 times, never been arrested. I've seen grown men naked when I look in the mirror. Absolutely. These are great questions.
Say what?
You know, someone just asked if I ever seen a grown man naked. Yeah, I've seen myself. And no jokes about, I bet you can't see it. You know, we don't need that.
You're all right, bro. You're all right.
You know, but listen, hey, as I say to FD here, who's quite the funny man, I can lose weight, but I'm not sure how much smarter you can get.
Hey, we'll see in 10 years with this fucking kabooms. We'll see.
Hey, guys, great being here. And again, I love that tonight has been a night where you've had people who may not necessarily agree with your content all the time, like the positions you take, but to hear the other side of it, I think that's an A for effort that most content creators will not put forth.
Flattery.
You won't even try. You won't even try.
That's the point here.
It doesn't meet the narrative. The narrative is to be controversial and freak people out, you know. But to actually listen to the other side and think about it, that's all you can do.
Brian, can't say thank you enough. Have a great New Year, and I look forward.
You got
to
it. My pleasure.
Again.
Hey, my mouth runs all the time. FD, come on to my stream. I don't shut up for 5 hours. If you don't like it, as I say, go fuck yourself. Congrats.
On that note, Brian, have a great New Year.
Love you. Hey, be good. Have a great night.
Hey now, that was, bro, we had 30 minutes with Jags. Ziggy got in there, got dirty a little. Jags, thank you for, it was really fun talk with Kevin. And then, man, Brian and I just did an hour like nothing. So that was fun. That was really nice to meet Brian. What else? I had so much that I could, I wanted to get to in the beginning. I knew we had, tomorrow's a night where it'll be me and Ziggy. Ziggy has a story to tell over his last year. Not sports cards going to come off from it. I got bingo cards coming. If you have an idea for the bingo card, leave a voicemail. We'll check the voicemail. We'll do the winner of the Aaron Judge autograph that Gio was nice enough to pull and donate. It's a 8x10. It's probably Kenny effing Powers. We'll do that tomorrow. We'll do bingo cards tomorrow. What else? It was awesome talking with Jags and Brian Gray. I really enjoyed that. January guests, again, Trite, Chris Sewell, Dan the Cardman, Jeremy Lee. You can see the list here. So that'll be a good January. Tomorrow, Frank's going to call and he has some stuff he wants to get off his chest. We'll do the voicemail of the year. I'm going to join a break for the first time in maybe a decade. I think I joined one in 2020. The way I've always done breaks is through, you go on eBay, you buy the team you want, and then you watch the YouTube of them breaking it. But boy, has that changed since 2011 when I participated in college. So, anyways, we'll do a break tomorrow on Fanatics Live. One of my students got me a $50 gift card to Fanatics Live. So I thought, why not? For fun to end the year. I got a mailbox. What the hell is my mailbox? I don't even know. But I want to do some reflection tomorrow. It's been quite a year. I hadn't talked to anybody. I have all these people on now. And last year, this time, I had not talked to the only person, Gio. I hadn't talked to a single person in the space, not one. And boy, has that changed. And I had a run there of my views doing incredibly well. That's scaling back. I'm a little frustrated with that, but I know why. Let me give out the mailbox here if I can find it. Here it is. And I'll have it more prepared next time. But I know I've gotten over the months people wanting to send stuff, whether for students or for me to open on the channel. So it's 10470 West Cheyenne. I'll make this better next time, but Cheyenne Avenue. We're out of here in a few minutes. I might have more stuff to throw up. It's been a long Suite 115. Oh my goodness. PMB. Boy, is this a mouthful. 162. I'll have to post this somewhere, have it a little better. And that's here in Las Vegas, Nevada. So I know I'll get a few things because people have been wanting to send. It was relatively cheap getting this through who I got it from, the UPS store. So 10470 West Cheyenne Avenue, Suite 115, PMB 162. I'll open your stuff, give it to the students, whatever you want to send. We'll do voicemails tomorrow. There's about 3 or 4 voicemails to finish the year. If you want to leave a prediction for 2026, so let's see. We went over Ken Golden, the Illustrator story. Let's exit these. Let's see what we want to finish with. Oh, God. This just pisses me off, though, what he's doing to the Babe Ruth here. I mean, it just...
8-leaf Babe Ruth. Did a semi-so...
How do I... continue? I just want to make it full screen. Thank you.
48-leaf Babe Ruth. Did a semi-soak to take care of some of the dinginess and the dents. Even got an upgrade. Got a PSA 3.
Maybe I save all this for tomorrow. I don't have too many guests. Ziggy, Frank will call in. Rhonda might call in. I can't remember who else. Not sports cards.
Kurt with Kurt's card care.
Maybe Charles. I can't stand that he does this. Can't stand it. We had the filth bomb story. That's going to be a big story. The Cooper flag, but I know I didn't get it from Jags, but I swear I see like I just hit a $20,000 bet. Maybe he's this happy for his customer. You watch a lot of breakers hit big cards because it's posted all the time. You know, maybe this guy's got a little gambling in him because first of all, the guy's working with super young, but second of all, it's just such a, this is like you just got rock solid. Like you hit a big hit. You needed it. This was important.
2025-26 Topps Chrome basketball. And this.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
He gets
Flag auto.
rock solid. Oh, this was important. Big hit.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
This is the Cooper Flair with World Champion Sports Cards. Never really know with cards like Ian Knight, Super.
All right. We did this. What else? Neo, poor guy, lost 1,500. I mean, what are you doing opening a $1,500 box of Topps Chrome Jumbo? What are you doing? Hobbyscore.com. Over the break, I finished Barry Bonds. His top card is the O-Pee-Chee rookie card. There's only 2,405. There's 39 in the 10. I just want to show something to people. There's still 140 people in here. Is his Topps card, which doesn't score as high. There's 30,000 of them. And you can just see in the price. The PSA 10, there's 700 sales for $500. Now, mind you, there's 4,000 Griffies in a PSA 10 of that upper deck. Okay, so 450 to 550, but pop count is everything because there's only 39 in a 10 of this O-Pee-Chee. It was printed not in America, maybe Canada or other places. There's only 39 in a 10. That's why it sells for that crazy price. The same thing for the Leaf. There's only 2,500, 107 in a 10. And doesn't that card's the same as the Don Russ down here? There's 31,000 of them. That's just why it doesn't hold the same price. So this is the site I'm working on, the hobbyscore.com. I also finished MLB's done. I have to finish Derek Jeter at this point. But Mike Trout, I also gave hobby scores to. And it's crazy, you have to, with the modern players, it's hard for me to put modern players or new players because if I did his career 3 or 4 years ago, these cards would have higher hobby scores, but there's 16,000 in the Topps update. It does hold the highest price. It's an 83 hobby score. This is the one I always enjoyed, the Bowman Chrome Draft. It's selling for 300, 400 in a PSA 10. I didn't write the hobby score there, but it's an 80.5. And so it's a fun side project. Finish MLB. I need to get into NBA. Tomorrow will be live. End of the year. I expect it to. There was over 150 people here most of the night, which is awesome. Tomorrow will be, it was really nice talking with Brian Gray, meeting him. Nice talking with Jags, officially meeting him. Tomorrow we'll be doing this. It's on the board, joining a break. Voicemail of the year winner will go tomorrow, probably to Kenny Effin. If you want to leave a voicemail before the end of the year, now would be your time. 702-483-7344. It was really awesome being back. Ton of fun. I hope you have a great new year. Join us tomorrow if you're available. And gentlemen, ladies, Frank, Rhonda, thank you for all your help. Thank you to the callers, Charles, Jags, sorry you got run into by Ziggy there a little bit. Ziggy, thank you for calling in. And finally, of course, Brian Gray. Have a great night. We'll do it again tomorrow. We're back. It's fun. Hell yes, we back. January is going to be a fun month. I'm disappointed in my guy. 120. I'm just going to vent for a minute here. Here's what happened. I feel that the videos, well, they're doing the same number as the lives. A lot of my people that say, hey, I'm not seeing your videos anymore, or this and this. I think if you don't click the live, they're not showing the videos. Whatever. It doesn't matter. It's a marathon. It's a long run. You have a great night. We'll see you again tomorrow. And thanks for being here a bunch, guys. Oh, Blue Red Master. Thank you for the call in. Hell yes. Good night, guys.